What's up? You know what time it is? It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's number one urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And is it Thursday? Baby Friday? Actually, Thursday, but it's we call it our Baby Friday because the Chop Shop is not aired on Friday, and so we call this our this is our Friday. You know, this is our Friday. So we like to celebrate it and call it Baby Friday. Shout out to everybody. Hey everybody, let me see. Let me go down this line. Let me go. Let me see. My starting five today. Corey Willis, Rod Wells, and the starting five is the first five people that signed into the Chop Shop feed. Corey Willis, Rod Wells, Melvin Dews, Mindy Collins, Status Moody, all the way from Chicago. And sixth man of the day, Daryl Anderson. Then I see old Gary Sinclair. I see old Kevin Lewis. I see old Melvin Dews. I see old Kim Jackson. Let me see who else I see. Baron Cease, what's up, man? Where you been? Yeah, I mean Baron Crease. Where you been, baby? Baron. Karen Roach, man. Oh, I just got what you. Karen Roach, you can't send me nothing like that. Right before the show, I didn't have time to vet it, man. Uh, I want to touch on it, man. I'm gonna touch on it because Troy Prady from Cox Prady Law Firm, one of our great supporters, will be on, and I hope every one of y'all, whenever you need attorney needs, you call that Cox Brady a law firm number. I'm gonna put it across the screen a little bit later. They'll help you in any manner you want. You mentioned the Chop Shop, you in the building. We're gonna have a special guest. We're gonna have today the young men, the guys who are responsible for marketing and doing the grind machine. They'll be on today a little bit later. Let's see. Let me see what else I got. Let me check my feed. Tamika Withers, she been talking crazy about me. Tamika, I'm gonna get you one day. Tamika, I'm gonna get. And I hope y'all know when I get. Let me tell you something. Somebody called me and was messing with me about something. And but let me tell y'all something. This show I do in love and respect, and I try to be respectful. But you know, sometimes like I said, it's my responsibility and our responsibility to watch what is said and watch what is done on the feed. So, cause we are help responsible. Ain't nobody gonna come to Craig and say nothing. Ain't nobody come to Melvin Dews and say nothing. They gonna come and say, Robert Hatter, hey man, what you doing? So just understand that. He said, I got two soul foods open now. Baron Crease got two soul food restaurants and Baron Crease. Chop Shop, HTX at gmail.com. You got it. You got to let us know. You got to advertise on the show. You got two open now. And we don't know. Because let me tell you something about these Chop Shop people. A lot of them like soul food. They'll be at your place. Dude, come on, man. Come on, let's get smarter. See, look, Sonya already saying where. You know why? Because her and her husband's gonna come over there and their friends gonna come over there and support you. That's why you need to be advertising on the Chop. Matrix Mac told me a long time ago. We was talking. I never get this, Baron. He was just telling me, he was just talking about why he do so many commercials and why he said, Robert, a lot of people say they can't afford to advertise. He said, I can't afford not to. He said, I can't afford not to. No, I'm good, but put it on here where they at right now. Put the locations on here because we got some people going to come support you. And you got some oxtails. Oh, my boy, I know somebody going to drive 40 miles to come get some of your oxtails. You know, oxtails done got high. I saw them in the store. Somebody was telling me about how high how the prices went up on them. He said, you need to be selling. I can get my. I got you. Hey, but y'all, this it's so much stuff that happened. That young man named Karen Roach Sr., man, that man hit me with something that's so close and dear to my heart. I'm, I'm gonna talk. Listen, when I talk about this subject, if I mention this subject, um, y'all got to understand. I haven't vetted this. I don't know. I don't know everything, but it was, it was just so many things to talk about. We got to talk about Robert Sarver, the Phoenix Suns owner, and that toxic atmosphere there. I haven't listen. I haven't read the whole thing. I haven't did my vetting. I see an article. Robert Hatter. I don't go on one source. I'm gonna have to call around the NBA to find out. I know some things about him, and no, he's not that good of a guy. But now it's coming to light. Will this be Robert Sarver, the owner of the Phoenix Suns? All you got, Google the Phoenix Suns. It'll pop up on the screen. I'm gonna give you a headline. Man, I know, listen, I might be all over the place because I don't know where I want to go. And I'm trying to get a lot in before our guests come on. But the Phoenix Suns, okay, their owner, there's allegations of racism, misogyny within the Phoenix Suns organization. His 7 year, they're talking about his 7 year tenure as the owner. And the ESPN investigation interviewed more than 70, check this out, y'all, more than 70 current and former employees of the Phoenix Suns. They revealed accusations of racism and misogyny against owner Robert Sarver, and a toxic workplace. Many believe, employees believe, his behavior emboldened this. And I got to give you a story. Thank you, Baron, for putting that on, man. Shout out to Baron, man. Man got two soul food restaurants. Let's celebrate him, y'all. And Alfio doing it. Alfio, a toxic workplace. Yes, toxic workplace. What's up, Eric? Eric, you sober right now, taking all them chocolate shots, whatever shots y'all take. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. I gotta tell y'all. All the food was great. Daryl Anderson had been by there already. Okay. Odell Beckham excused from practice for a second day in a row. Yes, man. Yes. Them rich people problems, Ivan Pettit. Well, we always talk about rich people problems, but man, Odell Beckham has played his last days with them. You know what? I know what I'm gonna stop and do. I know. It's like when I tell y'all, it's so much stuff I want to share. But let me tell you, you know what? Charity starts at home. Let's talk about home. Let's talk about home. Let's talk about home first. You know, we got to look out for our own people first, right? Check this out. He talking about sugars, Hatter, in most cities. Okay, I didn't know. Okay. Baron Crease, I didn't know you had sugars. I didn't know that. Okay. Awesome. Check this out, y'all. College basketball. Some of our own. Let's talk about our kids. The best of the rest. They call it mid-major college. It was a mid-major college preview, predictions and teams and conferences and all that kind of stuff. They talked about the majors, but they wanted to talk about the mid-majors. Okay, but the mid-majors, they mentioned a few guys that near and dear to my heart, especially one. They got the top 10 mid-major players. Okay, college basketball is upon us, y'all. It's right around the corner. It's next week. Check this out. Oh, Daryl said food. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Hey, man, y'all got too much stuff going on up here, man. Let me pay attention. Okay. I'll mention all the players. Let me just mention them in order. He's not one of ours, but went to Oral Roberts. And guess what? Paul Mills is the coach there, so he has been on the chop shop. So guess what we'll do today? Guess what we'll do? We're going to talk about. Number one is Max Abrams, the young kid, went to the NBA combine, stunk it up, took his butt right back to school. They told him to get the hell out of there. Go back to school. You right, Mate. I'm going to quit looking at Sonya. Sonya and Mindy, they just always throwing me off. Then number two, Patrick Baldwin in Milwaukee. Milwaukee. Remember this Patrick Baldwin, the top kid, could have went anywhere in the country. He went and played for his dad. I talked about that on the show. That's why I got to talk about him. Number three, Alex Barcelo from BYU. I don't know who Alex is. I'm going to skip past old Alex right If anybody know him, but the number 4 spot, no, I'm just playing, son. Uh, 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 the number 4 spot belongs to guess who? Guess who in the 4th spot? Kenneth Lofton Jr. Let me tell y'all what they say about my young fella. Y'all, you know he been on this show, right? Okay. Patrick Baldwin, I know he gonna be great. What's up, Jay Jackson? Jay Jackson on the YouTube, man. Shout out to everybody, boy. We had 1,000. But check this out. Let me tell you what they say about Junior. The Bulldogs have been a solid mid-major program in their recent history. The Bulldogs have been a solid averaging 22 wins across the past 12 years. But there's not been an NCAA tournament appearance in that time. The school hasn't danced since 1991. We're talking about Louisiana Tech, the school that Kenneth Lofton Jr. goes to. If that is to change in 2022, this is what they're writing about him, it would be because of this fabulous sophomore. They talking about our kid, y'all. It would be because of this fabulous sophomore, Lofton. Average 12.2 points a game, 7.5 rebounds a game, shooting 56% from the field. It is a vintage mid-major game changer. In that his size will wreck your scouting report. He was one of the best 20 freshmen a year ago. Do I say that he can be top 20, a top 10 guy? This is what they saying about Junior. Go read it, y'all. I mean, go Google him. Go look at his dad's Facebook page, his mom and dad. Check him out. So another one of our kids is on this list. Antoine Davis, Coach Mike Davis's son. Coach Mike Davis, TSU. Coach Mike Davis' son, who used to be in the gym. Day after day after day, shooting 1,000 shots a day. Bam, 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 bam. Talking about him in it. Then they go to number 5. They got some guy. I ain't gonna call these guys out. I'm just calling my guys out. Our guys out. No, that ain't our guy. That ain't our guy. That ain't our guy. Hold up. That's it. That's it. I just want to talk about. Hey, we can be a little selfish today. We can talk about our people, man. These kids are. Mike Davis. Been on the show before. I mean, it's just. Don't it just make your heart feel good? You know, a kid like Junior Lofton. A lot of people that didn't think he was going to be this good, and he just kept working and just kept working. Just kept working. That's why I keep trying to tell Mark Edwards, all our kids, is just keep working, just keep working, just keep working. Let me tell you something. Keep working at everything you do. It might not be in basketball. It might be, it might not be, but whatever you're doing, keep working. Let's just be the best. It ain't all right for us just be the best. You know, one of my mom's, I think one of my uncle's favorites say, he said, Robert, nothing but the best for the best. Nothing but the best for the best. The best deserve the best. Mark Edwards said, "What's up, Chop Shop? OSU got schooled. Funny how the program with the coach who looks like us get harshed the punishment despite their cooperation." Yes. Did I want to go there? Good one. Did I want to go there? Did I want to go there? But shout out to Junior Lofton. That's one of ours, y'all. That's one of ours. So, I mean, everybody should be commenting right now about Junior Lofton. Okay? I know it might not be your son, but he's ours. He's our son. Grew up in this community. Okay? Grew up in this community. The kid just offered to go sell Jimmy's magazines for him. This kid grew up in our community. Let's celebrate our own, man. I told y'all yesterday, and I guess I got to keep saying it, because a lot of us, and I know pandemic and a lot of stuff and happening in your houses, and it's just hard to cheer for other people. But like I said yesterday, there are plenty of opportunities out here in this world. Let's celebrate when somebody have success. Let's celebrate. Because guess what? You're going to be there. You gonna be there. You gonna be there. You gonna be there. I'm gonna celebrate it. Y'all, if y'all know anything about this show, I'm gonna celebrate my people. I'm sorry. Like Samuel Jackson said on Time Kid, that's the way I was raised. That's just the way I was raised. So, Mark Edwards, you say I got to go there. Well, let's talk about Oklahoma State. And I don't know everything that went on. I don't know. I really don't know. But Mike Borden was in tears. The head coach happened to be a black man. At his press conference, he said, "I'm disappointed. I'm disgusted. I'm appalled. I'm frustrated." But somewhere in Indianapolis, that's the headquarters of the NCAA, is a group of people celebrating they won. He said it was a single violation. One player received $300. Mike, I love you, but I just don't buy that. But I love you. But me personally, no wonder nobody trusts the NCAA. Somebody asked Mike Borden today if he's have he tried to get the NCAA committee members to come explain their reasoning to his players? Because what happened, they suspended them for the tournament. They let them. They appealed it and they allowed them to play in the tournament last year with Cade Cunningham, but this year he had to pay the piper. Next year he got to pay the piper. But I'm gonna let you. This is what got me. This man. It's hard to get a man to cry. This man. Let me let y'all look. Let me let y'all look.
That their dreams of playing in the NCAA tournament this year couldn't be realized. And that's shameful. And there's no wonder that nobody trusts them. Because they get to hide behind letters, COI, and IAF. And they don't have to come and do this and answer questions and talk to kids and talk to parents. So the message is clear because we had a $300 violation, no failure to monitor, no lack of institutional control, no recruiting violations, no head coach responsibility, no players playing ineligible. So if you got some of those things going on, don't do what we did. What we did was we asked them that we work with them through this process. On January 20th of 2020, I flew to Atlanta to do the first round of this process with the NCAA. The next day we played OU here. It was important that I be there. I went to Atlanta for no reason, to cooperate with them, to cooperate with John Duncan and Sharika Montgomery and Russell Register. And then this year, on February 7th, while in Lawrence, Kansas, for a game, the day we played, we had an appeal hearing. And we cooperated. And we showed up. And we'd answer their questions. And we provided all the information they asked. So if you're one of those other schools, be careful what they ask you for.
That's why I didn't want to go there, Mark. This thing is so emotional for me. One of best friends, kid like a little brother to me. Penny Hardaway. He's an African American coach. He's under scrutiny every single day. I sit there and listen. I had to play that for y'all. I know it was 2 minutes, but I had to play that with y'all so y'all can know how I feel about this. And I know we got guests coming up soon. And I promise you, I'm going to get some more information about this so I can come and share it with you. Because Mindy taught me I better go and get better. Y'all already know if I don't know too much about something, I'm not going to talk about it. You know about me. Doug Jones, Jimmy, and them get on here and talk about high school basketball. I don't know about all them kids. Guess what I do? Shut up. Somebody sit up here and say, well, Robert, why you be quiet when I said, because get them guys out there doing it every day. That's why it amazed me when people try to tell me the world that I live in every day of professional sports. Y'all try to tell me. I'm in the room. Y'all read the newspaper. It perplexes me sometimes. So all I tell people, be respectful, just like I'm respectful. But Hatter, I do need to read more. And Mark Edwards said he needed. I'll put it on the screen so y'all can see some of the comments. I felt for that guy, man. Will Wade. Somebody said Will Wade still. Let me go back and look at some of the comments. Great guy. You ever met him? Great guy. Great guy. And Mark Edwards. I want your comments. Comment. Y'all comment. I know y'all looking for me. Y'all think about this. And if you don't know enough about it, y'all just go and. The young man said he cooperated. I don't know everything with everything the NCAA said. He cooperated with them. And he told other coaches, if y'all doing all of this stuff, don't cooperate with that. He told other coaches, don't cooperate with them no more. You see what happened to me? So, y'all tell me something. Y'all help me out. Help me out. Let's call the college Boogaloo State. Okay? Boogaloo State. Boogaloo State. And Kim Jackson was the head coach at Boogaloo State. Yeah, I'm going to use, woman. Yeah, woman. And something, Kim had violations and left and went somewhere else and got a job. Kim left Kim did, and her staff did a lot of bad stuff or whatever at Boogaloo State and went off to another college and living her best life. Y'all tell me, I'm trying to put it, should those penalties that these people get, should it follow Kim to wherever she goes? Or should you blame the kids at Boogaloo State for something that they ain't got nothing to do with Kim Jackson? Y'all follow me? I'm trying to put it where the goats can get it. Herman, I know they delayed punishment. I ain't talking about that. We know they delayed the punishment. I understand that. I understand that. You saying he is not I'm trying to make people on this feed understand. We know how to delay punishment because them boys had the number one player in the country. Hey, let me tell you something. They wanted to shut his ass down last year, Herman Scott. I'm telling you, I knew that for a fact. But he appealed it. So when you appeal, you can play. That's a normal rule. That's a normal rule under appeal. Under appeal, somebody just came in. I can't see him. Let's text him. I can't see them. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold on. Come on. Don't do me like that. One of the guests trying to come in. Just give me 1 second. Okay. I can't multitask. So they didn't delay the punishment. They appealed. So let's get that straight. All right. Hold up. He trying again. Let me see. Better. That's it. That's it. That's it. I see you now. Hold on a minute though. I got you. So let me see some of the comment. Makes you wonder if Cade would have stayed at ASU with it. No, they'd have put him on probation. They'd have put him on probation. This ain't got nothing to do with Cade Cunningham. Ken Lofton. You got to think bigger. They were gonna get Oklahoma State because they've been wanting Oklahoma State for a long time. Just so happened that Kenny Boynton is the coach. Gotta understand, Oklahoma State they hadn't been the model citizen now. I'm just feeling bad for Kenny. If Kenny Boynton wasn't, listen to me. Read my list. What camera? This camera right here. If Kenny Boynton was not the coach, I wouldn't be taking this stance. Okay? I repeat, if Kenny Boynton was not the coach, I wouldn't be taking this stance. Yes. It's crazy. I wanted to let y'all see that. I wanted to give y'all an example. Troy, now you done went off. What's wrong with you? What's wrong? Yeah, okay. Oh, you took yourself off. Okay. I'm going to bring you in, Troy. I'm going to bring you in. Bring yourself up a little bit. Bring you up tilted or whatever. Troy Pradier, Cox Pradier Law Firm in the building. There he is. Troy, I hate to do this again, but Mike Boynton, Boynton. However I said it, okay? With y'all great ass. Excuse me. We always got some people trying to correct. Two of the countryest Negroes in the world always trying to correct somebody. That's how I pronounce the name. Okay. But Troy, we got a coach at Oklahoma State that has some violations from a previous administration, previous staff. They left and went on somewhere else. And now that same school, Oklahoma State, has sanctions against them, against the school. You got me? The other coach, these kids and this coach had nothing to do with what the previous staff did. And now, these kids got to suffer and can't go to the NCAA tournament. Last year, they were supposed to not go to the NCAA tournament. They had the number one player in the world, in the country, named Cade Cunningham. Cunningham went on to be the number one pick in the draft. So some people think that's why they let him play. No, they didn't like to play. They appealed it. You know, when you appeal, you can go and do it, Troy. So I just feel bad because it's Kenny Boynton, right? That's why I feel bad, because it's this coach, Coach Boynton. I feel bad because if it was any other coach at Oklahoma State, it ain't that I'm a champion for Oklahoma State. It's that this particular guy, great guy, trying to do things the right way. And he's on a press conference crying, tears out of his eyes, because he said, I corroborated everything. I cooperated with everything they wanted me to do, Troy. And they still do this to me. And guess what he said, Troy? He said, it was so crazy. He said, to all your other schools, don't do like I did. Don't go give them and tell them everything. In other words, you better lie to them, because if you tell the truth, you'll get reprimanded. So welcome to the show, Troy. What's going on, man? How you doing? What's going on? You're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute. Unmuted. You must be on your cell phone. You must be on your cell phone. The cell phone is always gonna mute you. Yeah. Yeah. Go back out and come back in. Yeah. Whenever, if you're allowed to be on this show, all of you people who are going to be debating with Chris Walker, do me a favor. Cell phones are not good on this platform. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Troy, I'm going to try you again. Speak. No, can't hear you.
Can you hear?
Now I can. Hold, right there. Now you're good. What's going on, man?
Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you.
Okay. So yeah, so I've heard about these Oklahoma State issues, and so what you're saying is the staff member came from another school, and the sanctions are from another school, but now
No. Oklahoma State had a coach. I think it's Brad Underwood, some coach. They had a coach before the black coach. It was a white coach before the black coach. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So the black coach came in, and when he came in strong. He brought in the number one player in the country, Cade Cunningham. Okay, bad dude. So guess what? Right when he bring this dude in, the NCAA said, we got sanctions against you, OSU, because of something the previous staff did. That previous staff, I think, is at Illinois right now. Going to Illinois. They're at Illinois. So what the question I was saying, and does this make sense? But yes, but NCAA don't see it that way. The NCAA said it happened at Oklahoma State, so Oklahoma State has to have the sanctions on it.
So are the recruits that they did the improprieties with still at Oklahoma State?
No.
So there's no evidence of any recruits or any violations?
No. Hold up. No illegal player, no ineligible player. They say it was one infraction. Some player received $300. They shouldn't have got it. And right now,
is the player still on the team?
No, I don't know. They didn't say. You got to hear. You know, I hate this. And Herman Scott, we don't have to mention somebody's name out there. You know that. You ain't got to mention his name, Herman. That's a friend of mine, Herman. Don't mention his name. Y'all know,
the NCAA.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about it. Yeah.
The
hold up.
FBI.
Say it again.
The NCAA has power. The NCAA is like the FBI. They got too much power.
Yes, sir. They got absolute power. Absolute power. Hold up. We got somebody can help us talk about this. We got somebody can help us talk about this. Chris Walker. Jim ain't gonna be on later. Chris, I'm bringing you in, Chris. Chris, you see my man Troy Brady there?
What's up, Chris? How you doing?
What's up, boss?
He didn't hear you, Troy.
Huh?
I see Chris got those fancy glasses on today. That's smooth.
You know what? He pissing me off, man. Cause I know where he at. You know, hey Troy, I know where he at, right? And he trying to show off. Hey Troy, you see him positioning the screen so we can see the New York City.
Because the last time I was on, they was giving me a hard time about my background, and I'm trying to show them what time it is because they don't know
okay. I got you.
Hold on. Let me help them out a little bit more.
Okay.
They really don't know who Troy, let me help them out, Troy. That's not a picture, okay? That's not a picture. That's the Empire State.
You in the room.
No, Troy. Huh?
You in the room.
Hey, Troy, you're in the upper room. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Troy.
I'm at the crib. Crib chilling, man.
What's so unique, Troy? Troy, I don't know if you know, we reached a milestone yesterday with Chop Shop. One of the hardest things to do, they said, to get that first 1,000 subscribers. You know, we were big at YouTube when we started, and we started on big on Facebook. And YouTube, we got our 1,000 subscriber yesterday. That tells Google, because Google owns YouTube, that we're a serious contender now, right? So yesterday we celebrated it. But Chris Walker boasted to the people on this feed that he gonna debate any one of them. When we get to 1,000, he wants a piece of everybody who talk crazy to him on this air. One day, Troy, he came, he was in a hot sun, he was sweating like a hooker in church. And sweat coming from everywhere. So they talked about him on that. So now he's and then Troy, he come on one day and looked like he was in a Motel 6.
Hey, Troy, they said I was in the Palace Inn.
The Palace Inn, yeah, the Palace Inn, Troy.
You don't want to stoop that. So he's trying to show us that in the
Let me show them
penthouse
again, Troy, so they can
today.
understand this ain't the Palace Inn, okay, Hatter?
Hey,
Let them know.
I know where you at, baby.
I'm just saying, all them knuckleheads down there going to Texans game, come mess with me up here, okay?
Hey,
You
Troy.
want to see what time it is.
I tried to take up for the people. I said, y'all, that
Standing on
Chris
the roof?
Walker is better than that now. I'm telling y'all. I'm sorry, Troy. What'd you say? Huh?
I said, Chris, sure you're not standing on top of the roof?
No, I know where you at, Roy. Troy, I know where you at, Troy.
Hey, I'm
Hold up now, Troy. What he ain't gonna tell you, that's where he live at. He ain't gonna tell you that. That's the way he ain't. Hold up, he ain't in there. He ain't in there in a lunchroom counter in a restaurant. Come on now. See, he ain't got to tell you, but I'll tell it for you, huh?
That's called good life.
Oh yeah, that's Seawall.
Don't do that. Let me. Listen. I'm gonna go on move. I can give you some, so I can get some sight, so I can go and get on Troy's bucket. I got something for him, so I'm gonna hang up and go back in. I don't think Troy ready for me today. You know,
no, he ready for
1,000, and unfortunately, Troy ass is on the screen when we got 1,000. Troy on the screen when we got 1,000.
Yeah, Troy. So you can debate with Troy. Oh, he done hung up. Troy, he got scared of you, Troy. He got scared of you.
I'm a lawyer. I can debate. That's what I love to do.
Hold up, Troy. And what you been trained to do, ain't that something?
That's right.
Yeah, but
my best at Marshall School of Law.
I like that. And thanks again, man. I don't know if we can talk about it, but thanks for that invite. That you invited me and Jimmy. It was a great experience. Gave me a experience inside of how HBCUs work and the inner workings of it, man. I thank you. That was a valuable.
That was a great event. So they're planning on another event too in December where they're gonna let the students come, and it's gonna be a larger event. And so they're doing it. They're planning it for Christmas time, or right before Christmas time. So you'll get another invite to that too. So.
Dude, let me tell you something. I was so impressed with you. You told me, but I didn't realize you was a part of the committee until you got up there on the side. I'm sitting there. I said, whoa. Hey, y'all, this the man. And you know what? You know who I fell in love with? I fell in love with your new president.
Oh, she's got some power behind her. She knows how to move the crowd. So let me just tell you this. We had a meeting on yesterday.
Okay.
So TSU has a Starbucks on campus.
What? Since when?
Yes. They're I think it may be open now, but if it's not open now, they're getting ready to open. So
wow. Hey, unbelievable things going over y'all right there in Third Ward. It's some Coach.
So we got United Airlines. No, not United Airlines. I'm sorry, Chase Bank. They partnered with the school where they're gonna give the school, I think, $1 million or $2 million. Don't quote me on that. I know it's at least $1 million to partner with the students to help some of the students out with working with Chase Bank. So
yeah, I saw that meeting with him. Y'all met with the that was the president? Yeah,
of Chase Bank.
And Troy, do me a favor. You on your telephone, right?
Yes, sir.
Why didn't you have your laptop today?
My camera is not working right. I'm gonna try to get on so we can.
Yes, so because it black. No, but we're working. We're working because you're having some great words, and I don't want none of your words to be messed up again. What do you think? Hold on, Troy, because I remember y'all talking about it. I am really digging y'all football team now, Mr. Troy. Yeah, you go do what you want. You need to take a break?
No, I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay. I am really watching the maturation of your football team? Because I know when I was at the fundraiser, there was some little concerns, and man, they responded with a couple of wins. Man, I mean, hey, I,
Well,
I,
it all goes back to when you have a quarterback, you can win.
yeah, you said that. So
We talked about.
yeah, what did you? Where did the quarterback come from? He just came out the sky. Where did he come from?
No, he's from. I think he's from Corpus Christi. He's a freshman, and so
Uh-huh.
they kind of bring him along. And then when the other quarterback, I believe, got injured, that elevated him to the starter's position, and he's ignited the team. And when you have great quarterback play, the defense plays well, and all the other aspects of the team they play well too. And so we have a great outlook for the future. And I just think that the coach is in a prime position to move the program where it needs to be. So I'm happy to hear that they have a quarterback. We found our quarterback.
Shout out. So Chris Walker is back. Now, what you talking about? You gonna say to Troy?
No, I'm gonna mess with Troy, man. Troy, a show sponsor. I ain't messing with Troy, man.
Oh, that's what I'm trying to say. Hey, guess what I was gonna do? I was gonna put your behind on mute.
Yeah, we're not gonna mess with Mike.
Hey, I was going, but man, Jim, hey, man, there's so much stuff going on, man. Mike Boynton, we was talking about Mike, Coach. How do you pronounce Coach Mike Boynton's name? How do you pronounce his last name, Chris Walker?
Boynton.
Mike Boynton. I thought that's
From New York.
what I was saying. But we got two what you call it, language experts on the feed. Won't always correct somebody, but yeah. You follow me. But Chris, my heart, Troy. I got to let y'all see part of it, Troy, because I want y'all to feel what I was feeling. Check this out.
That their dreams of playing in the state tournament this year couldn't be realized. And that's shameful. And there's no wonder that nobody trusts them. Because they get to hide behind letters, COI, and IF. And they don't have to come and do this and answer questions and talk to kids and talk to parents. So the message is clear, because we had a $300 violation, no failure to monitor, no lack of institutional control, no recruiting violations, no head coach responsibility, no players playing ineligible. So if you got some of those things going on, don't do what we did. What we did was we asked.
I just wanted to give y'all, y'all can go back. I've been this guy, Chris. You've been in that seat, Chris. You've been.
I know Mike.
I know you know, Mike, but you,
personally, man.
I know, and you've been in that seat, and I know this one of the coolest coaches I ever met, man. And this guy from New York, this guy, tough dude. And it breaking his heart, not for him, it's them boys, them kids, and them parents that he got to go and tell, y'all can't play in the tournament this year. They let us play last year because of the bill. Chris, talk to me, man. Troy, Chris, help explain this situation to me just a little bit. They
let him play last year because of Cade Cunningham. Let's get that straight.
But they appealed, Chris.
I agree. But Cade Cunningham was a big part of it.
Okay.
But here's my thing, man. A couple of my really close friends work for the NCAA, and they don't work for them anymore. Both are people of color. Both were a part of the sector that we're in, which is summer basketball world, the college, collegiate world, and also, may intersect with somewhat of the NBA. And you know what they told me? They pick and choose who they want to mess with. There was a certain story that was told to me one time, and I almost fell out my chair. He said that they had a school. It was a I don't want to say what school he was, but it was blue blood. Had him dead, called him red-handed. Red-handed, had him. And the person in charge at the time says, we're not going to pursue that. He's like, well, hold on. What do you mean? We're going after these people over here, but what they did was far more egregious. He says, do not pursue it. So you know where else that happens? Law enforcement, politics, government. I mean, it happens a lot. I mean, think about it. In our criminal justice system, it happens there. And it happens in the NCAA. They pick and choose most times who they want to mess with. Because if we went back to those 4 guys being arrested, all of whom are friends of mine, and I'm like, really? Like, that's what we're doing? Because I can go uncover about 1,000 more situations far worse than that all type of people are doing. And that's what we're doing. And then they catch other people who are prominent people, right? Prominent. And they do nothing or have done nothing yet. And so, again, and again, Frank Martin, a good friend of mine, Mike Boyden, why would you punish Oklahoma State and not punish South Carolina? He was doing it at both schools. So why would you punish one over the other? It doesn't make sense. Or there's stuff that they're not telling us. And which I believe, because I've been investigated by the NCAA before.
Rightly so.
Why? No,
If I was the NCAA, I would investigate you every day. But keep going, Troy.
No.
Come on, that. Yeah, Houston.
Troy say? What did you say, Troy?
He said, don't
Yeah,
do
Houston.
that. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I take it easy on it. I take it easy
That's
on it.
called discretion. That's what the NCAA is using. Unfair discretion.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You already know. And so that's what I'm saying. You know, the people that they pop and they do I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, I'm working on another book right now, but that 4th book, that's going to be the tell-all. Because I would have made so much money, they can't touch me no more. I ain't made enough money yet where they can come get me. So that 4th book is going to be a head turner because people, like I was watching, I'm not doing no disrespect to Kevin Durant. They have their show called Swagger. I don't know if some of you guys have started watching.
Yes.
So I'm actually working on a movie a show, not a movie, a show similar to that, but way more edgier. The Ballers of AAU, kind of told you about the project. I'm watching, I'm going like, man, it don't happen like that.
It's still a good show, though. It's an entertaining show.
It's entertaining, but it don't happen like
but
that.
But Chris, everything.
Hear me out.
Okay.
I'm talking about what's going on right now. I'm not talking about. What I'm saying is, it's far more edgier than what you're watching on TV. That's a show.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
But what's really going on will make your stomach curl. And as I tell people this, and I'll let Troy jump in. College basketball and college football, everybody likes eating sausages at the cookout. Right? You put them sausages on there. You see they grilling them up. You know, everybody love that. But nobody would ever want to go to a sausage plant and see how they're made. That's college football and college basketball. You'll eat them all day long. But if you saw the way they made sausages and where they came from, you're probably like, man, I'm not touching that. It's very tough. Troy, what's up, man?
What's the name of the Netflix show? They talked about this 17-year-old kid who was doing recruiting. I think his brother played basketball. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And he was talking to all the major programs out in Las Vegas, and they set him up. I think it was I don't know if it's the FBI or something like that. They set the kid up where they were paying the kid, and they set him up and they busted him in Las Vegas in the hotel, and they charged him with something. It came on a couple of years.
You know about the HBO show? About the one on HBO with Chris Dawkins?
About a 17-year-old kid who had some weed on some.
Oh, he wasn't 17. He started. I know what you said.
He started the list.
I got you. Chris know that guy. Hold up, Troy. Chris know that guy real good. They got the same name. Go on, Chris.
Oh, great. Oh, good. Very good young man. Keep going. What you got, Troy? Keep going. I want to hear this.
So what do you?
No. Talking about what you were talking about, and you were talking about how the NCAA, and you never get the real story. So that was one of the first times I got a chance to get the insight on what actually transpires in recruiting and how many people play a part in recruiting some of these players to some of these top programs. It was just amazing to me that this young guy could call some of these top coaches on the phone, on the cell phone, and talk to them about kids. And so they kind of set the kid up. He ended up going to jail, but I just think that they made him the scapegoat, and they don't really get the big fish, which are some of these head coaches who know what's going on, but they look the other way.
Man, don't get me started. Like I
Uh,
said, Chris Dawkins is definitely a friend. Been a friend for a long time. Very gifted dude. No different than any other guy doing summer basketball. He's not a victim of his circumstance. The bottom line is that is the way business is done. And people that think anything differently are out of their mind. And unfortunately, guys like him will get caught sometimes. And he was again, whole Adidas investigation. And here's the crazy thing, guys. Chris Dawkins is my homeboy. This is how crazy this situation was. If Chris Dawkins would have called me and said, "Hey man, we up in the suite, man. Come on up to," because I stay in the Cosmo, Hatter. You know that's my spot. He say, "Man, we up in the suite, dog. Come on up in the suite." I would have been up there too. I wouldn't have known anything that was going on. I'd have been like, "Yo,
Yes.
you in the suite? I'll be up there, dog. What's up?" And think about what he said. Hey man, I got a sucker up here to think he gonna get some players, man. Just come on up here and do X, Y, and Z. All right, man, you my homeboy. I mean, whatever. What you need me to do? Okay, cool. I'm not being crazy, but I'll come up. Like I'm just saying, like that stuff is really crazy, man. That those guys got busted for that, and then when they caught the FBI agent, was end up being a rogue agent. Everything should have been thrown out. Jim Gatto from Adidas, my boy Chris Rivers. I mean, a lot of people close to me were affected by that situation. And I'm telling you right now, I don't want to say it's a racket. I mean, I don't work for the NCAA. I do cover the NCAA, but there are a lot of things that give me cause for a pause on a lot of different situations. And that's why guys like Bobby Huggins say, we don't need the NCAA no more, man. Let's go do our own thing. Let's get rid of them folks, man. Dude, if you look at the NCAA, the building, it used to be in Overland Park, Kansas. If you look at where the NCAA is now in Indiana, in Indianapolis, it
Unbelievable.
looks like Taj Mahal. Like all the money they've generated. And let me just tell y'all another thing. I see people talking about Trump and all this stuff. It ain't good for business when you persecute the president while he's president. It don't look good to the rest of the world. Let me tell you what I mean by that. While those I am firmly against Hall of Fame coaches, college coaches being inducted to the Hall of Fame while they're still coaching. Because if something happens, you're not going to persecute a guy that's in the Hall of Fame. It's not good for the what? Brand. It's not good
They're
for
just
the
gonna
brand,
sweep it
Troy.
under the carpet. They're gonna sweep it under the
It's not
carpet.
good for the brand, Troy. Right? It's not good for the brand to persecute the Hall of Fame coach. You didn't put him in the Hall of Fame, and now this guy gets caught. So you know what they do when you see those guys retire, you be like, wow, why is he leaving now? He probably got man. What happened at North Carolina with that academic thing was ridiculous. Was ridiculous. But they didn't want to chop up Dean Smith. I get it. They didn't want to go after Roy Williams. What's going on I mean, I like Bill Self, but what's going on is it's always smoke. It's always smoke in Rock Talk JR. It's always some smoky around there. They still haven't got. I mean, but you go after Mike Boyden.
Yeah.
Same thing at Louisville. What's the guy's name at Louisville?
Oh my God!
Oh,
It's
yeah.
ridiculous.
That's a good one, Troy.
How does Chris Mack keep his job? Look, I mean, Hatter sent me a note about because I said, hey man, when the New York Mets GM got fired, I said, Hatter, why does Mark Few still have his job? What did you say to me, Hatter? Well, just because you get a DUI don't mean you should get fired. I say, well, Hatter, what about a pilot if he has a bad day? Like how you gonna lead kids after you get a DUI as a coach? Like,
All
what
I
you
was
gonna tell
explaining to
me?
you in the workplace, and Troy, we got Troy here.
Yeah,
I know some people who've had DWI, DUIs, and they didn't lose their job. That's all I'm saying. You asking
Is
about
that
Mark
true,
Few.
Troy?
But
Is that true, Troy?
Well, I mean, look, if you're a leader of men in that particular capacity, you can't be a leader of men and get DWIs because what is that telling the kid? So you can't do that. And so I agree with Chris. I mean, if you can't have a person in charge of a program and allow to make those sort of mistakes. And so
But he
I
didn't
just
get
believe,
fired. Troy, he didn't get fired
You know why? Because he winning.
because he winning.
So Troy, and I know
So all that
I
moral
know
stuff, you agreeing with Chris, they winning, Troy. I mean, he didn't get fired. But
well, I mean, you can't have that kind of disparity. You can't have those kind of types of disparity just because you're winning. You can't trample a man who's losing and he got a DWI and not do anything to a winning coach. That's just not fair. And
I
so we
understand.
know life is fair, the world is not fair,
Right.
but you just can't do those kind of things. And so what are you telling the kids that are coming up? That okay, if you're special, we're gonna make, different decisions for you if you get in trouble. But the kid that's struggling to make it, and if they get in trouble, you cast them to the side. Not fair. That's not the way the world should. That's not the way that we should operate in business and sports or anything else.
Okay. Perfect example. What Chris said earlier. The NCAA, people who used to work for them, don't work there no more, his friends. He said and just said that. So I know that fairy tale that you talking about, but he sit up and said, I know this coach is messing up. I know this coach is dirty. But guess what? He too big. He winning. He in a big program. We can't mess with him. We got to go over here and mess with Cleveland State.
So what they call that Hatter, like when the financial crisis happened, they said too big to fail. So
Gotcha.
if you too big to fail, then they're not gonna mess with you. So if Mike Krzyzewski, not gonna mess with Mike Krzyzewski's legacy and mess with Duke's legacy, they'll just sweep that under the rug. But it's still unfair. It's unfair.
Wow. Jimmy, what's up, baby?
What's going on, Bob? What's going on, guys? That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, you all right from yesterday? Happy birthday again.
I forgot it was on November 3rd. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You know what? That
Drank,
bingo from
I
that hat
drank
goes
more on the
off.
chop shop than
All
I
right.
did on the. I drank more on the chop shop yesterday than I did at my birthday dinner. So I was good. I'm good. I can't drink that much like that no more. You get a certain age, it don't even taste right. Don't even feel right. So you just keep on going. And I put me some stuff in my water and keep on going on that way. But anyway, it was good to hear the conversation. Of course, Troy Pradia joined us, of course, with the Cox Pradia law firm, and with us today. And don't forget, guys, if you need a personal injury protector, then Troy Pradia, Cox Pradia law firm is your guys. He's from Westbury High School. He's from H-Town, of course, from Texas University, and he is one of those guys that, and I think about had a conversation last week, Chris, when it comes to business and you think about you making choices. Do I go to this business or this business? Do I support this hospital or this one? Do I support this lawyer or do I support this one? Well, think of it like this. If it's that decision comes down to a point where you really want to make a decision, well, guess what? To me, to break the tie, which one, if I'm keenly aware of which one is giving back. If one is giving back, then I'm giving to them with my resources. So that's the thing. Cox Pradia Law Firm, they are giving back to the community. So that's the thing. And once again, you spend your dollars how you chose to do so. But if you find yourself making a decision, then doesn't it make sense to give back or support the one who's possibly supporting those in your communities? That's the thing that you guys have to think about.
And Jimmy, our guests are in the building. They're in the green room. Troy has exited the conversation. We got our guests are in.
We gotta get Troy back. We gotta get Troy back next week.
Oh, we're gonna get him back because this phone wasn't acting right today.
I'm gonna let y'all go, man, so y'all can do your thing, man. I know y'all had guests today, man.
Man, no, you need to. Hey, dude, you need to.
No.
You might learn something today. We got some
See
guys
what?
you might learn something from today.
I'm gonna let y'all. I'm gonna pipe
See
down.
what? Understand the business that you are in. You have morphed your brand into where you're going to the small screen en route to the big screen. Coming up next is a young man who's on the other side of the camera, has been on the other side of the camera for a couple of decades, and he has go and taken films to the Sundance
Music festival.
film festival.
Yeah.
He's been on. So, and guess what? And has produced a couple of short films.
Yes. Yes.
And so not to mention, he is a pioneer. He is a pioneer in the amateur basketball sector for when he was doing these mixtapes you guys see now.
Yeah. That's the
He
pioneer.
was the measuring stick.
Yes.
And possibly the motivator for many of guys that are toting cameras in the Southeast, especially the state of Texas.
Hold up, do you know this guy?
Yeah,
This
you
guy
know.
here coming up next.
Oh, I know who this is.
Yeah.
I need to
Yeah.
listen then.
So-
That's the case.
So
No, I mean,
can
I'm
I
saying,
bring my
so
guests
now-
on?
now-
Jimmy, they got their makeup on and everything. They in the makeup chair. The lady saying they ready. Can I bring them on yet? Huh?
Yeah.
Hold up. Hold up, ladies and gentlemen. You want to introduce them? Hold up. Let me,
Yeah.
hold on. Let me get my guys in here. Let me get my guys in here. Let me get them in here. Let me get. Okay. I go Mo Elrod. And hold up.
Look, I like the background. I like the background.
Hold up.
like
Hold
that.
up.
What up? What up?
Look, I got
We
Brian
got-
Groom.
we got-
I got
Hey,
Brian
we got B
Bloom in the
Square.
building.
We got B Square in the house. We got Brian Blum in this joint. What's going on? Hey, Chop, you don't leave it with a nickname.
What's going
It's
on,
like Russell
fellas?
Park.
Chris Walker,
If you-
man. What's the deal?
What's up, baby?
Come
What's
on,
happening?
man. Hey, Mo Elrod, I just kind of described you a little bit and quick to a lot of the viewers. A lot of people may or may not know. You were on the N1 tour, and what did you do with them, and how did you end up in H-Town and with a camera in your hand?
Man, that's a long
muted
story,
yourself.
man. But I'll be brief. Yeah, man. So, y'all know I'm from Chicago, born and raised, man. But I claim Houston, man. I've been here for like 18 years. And one was a special time. That was my first job out of college. I was the director of player relations. I managed all the street ball players, and we traveled the world. Phenomenal, group of guys. We had a tremendous run. And then, my family and I, we moved down to Houston, been there for about 18 years. And, it's the film stuff always has been a part of, what I wanted to do. During my N1 days, we really had the first, reality, TV show. We was on ESPN like every day. And so just being behind the scenes of that and seeing that, I picked up a cameraman and started, filming around the city of Houston and a bunch of great guys. Now, Brian and Thomas are a little bit upset with me because I never featured them on High School Hopefuls, but I told them they had to step their game up, man.
Wait, Brian could hoop.
I had to let them know.
Wait a minute, Brian, you a hooper?
Yeah, man. I
Oh,
played
yeah.
at Memorial in Houston.
Wow. So Jimmy know you.
And-
Unless you was unless you was in the top 10, I really didn't know you were, bro.
Oh my God.
Not in the top 10. Our class of 2014 was loaded, man.
Okay. Well, wait a minute. What class? Class of what?
2014.
Wait a minute. You graduated behind my son? Wait a minute. Hold up. I had to know you. My son graduated in 13. He played for Westside.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 We
Yeah.
played a couple of times on the circuit.
Wow. Unbelievable. Jimmy, orchestrate this thing, Jimmy, because these gentlemen they doing something y'all doing something revolutionary. Y'all got a product that I just can't. Every time I see it, and every time I said, "What the brain? What Brian? What were y'all doing?" And said, "Y'all bring some." I wish I would have had it, Brian.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You follow me? It's something that I wish I could have invested in. and had it in the and put it into my car. Me and my son can go anywhere and shoot basketball. Come on, man. Talk to me. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, no, I mean it's been cool, man. It feels like, you know, this is something that every basketball player would have wanted when they were growing up. You know, like you could take it to the park, you could take it to the gym, your backyard, whatever. You know, all of a sudden you're not begging mom and dad to rebound for you, you know, bullying your little brother into getting like rebounds. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
you know, it's definitely been cool to see kind of the reception from, you know, the basketball community, and it feels like we're doing something good for them, you know, with the
Absolutely.
product.
Mo?
And just to just add on to it, man. You know, Thomas Fields, founder and CEO of Grind Basketball, started the company when he was 19 years old, and it's been a 7-year journey. And I joined the team like 3 years ago. I think Brian's about 2 years in as well.
Okay.
And you know, the machine, like Brian mentioned, is something that, you know, as a basketball player, you know, we hate chasing our rebounds, right? You know, you shoot the ball, you got to go get it. Even if you make it or miss it, you got to go run and get your board. And this machine, you know, just changed the game, right? It's portable. It's the lightest machine on the market, and the most affordable as well, right? So you're kind of covering all three bases. And then bringing it to the athlete themselves. You know, obviously Chris Walker, college coach, you know, most of these machines are in, you know, your college, university, or your high schools, which then give access, you know, to the actual kid and the player that's trying to get better. So we kind of, you know, we switched that up, man. We're gonna give this to the community, to the people, to have them use the product, and you know, it's been going well.
And the biggest thing to it, man, is, you know, we're trying to make not just like a product, right? Like we want to make a basketball brand. Like we want to build a community with this thing. You know, like people that understand like what it takes when you're really pushing to get to the next level. Like we want them to identify with sort of what we're trying to put out. So, you know, that's the long-term vision, is, you know, building something that basketball players, you know, it doesn't matter if you're just a basketball player. If you're a football player, bro, you get it. Like you got to put in the work, you know, to get where you're trying to go. So, you know, that's our long-term vision.
And so now, of course, we have Brian Blum and, of course, Mo Elrod. We're talking about the Grind shooting machine, the world's first portable shooting machine. It retracts down, kind of like the old Transformer. A lot of you guys grew up playing with Transformers and whatnot. This thing here, you know, it goes and gets on down, yeah, and all that right there. And who's out there? Describe the family or the person that needs a Grind shooting machine as we head into the holidays, and what give us what does it replace? What's the benefits of obtaining one?
Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, the big thing is a lot of kids don't necessarily have that relationship with a coach. Like there are guns sprinkled out across the entire country, right? And, you know, a lot of the time it's kind of expensive to get in the gym. You know, you got to work on the training schedule. You got to work on the coach's schedule. You know, if you're trying to get shots up at 8 p.m. because your mind is racing about basketball, like you're trying to, you know, put in work, then a lot of times you can't access that. So, you know, that's sort of the whole point, is it's really for any basketball player or, you know, parent. I mean, you don't even have to be, you know, a youth athlete, right? Like you could be someone like me. You know, I'm washed up right now, right? Like, but I still like putting up jumpers.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know, if it's still the funnest thing to do in hoops. So, you know, it's really for anybody that, you know, doesn't have access to, you know, an elite training facility, and they can just take a ball, take their grind machine, and go to any hoop. You know, that's convenient for them.
Brian, I got another one for you, Brian. I got something for you. Because I remember Mo in the beginning, but you just came about 2 years ago. What gravitated you to the Grind?
Yeah, man. I mean, Thomas and I go way back. We actually met, playing for the Houston Hoop Stars back in the day.
Wait, but who was the coach?
Shout out Keith White.
No!
Keith White.
Oh, that's why we didn't ever play against y'all. Y'all wasn't on, y'all, you know, we didn't ever play against y'all. No, I'm just playing.
No problem. No, I mean, it was, we met, we were the two new guys on that team. A lot of
Oh,
the guys come back, from the 16U squad, moved up to the 17U.
okay.
So, we hit it off, and I ended up playing basketball at Trinity University, which is in San Antonio, and then kind of stayed in touch with Thomas the whole time. Was always kind of aware, like showing love, like love what you're doing, man, keep me posted. I worked for the San Antonio Spurs while I was in school.
Oh,
So that was a really great experience. And then, it just felt like I'd been in youth basketball a little bit because with their tournaments and camps division. And then it felt like I could take a lot of those connections and skill set to grind. And so, we'd always talked about how cool it would be to work together. And so, it just kind of came together like that, man, right before we launched.
that's awesome. Jimmy, I got a couple of questions from the feed. If it may, Chris, do you see a couple you might want to ask? But one of them is Mo. What area are you from in Chicago? Do you have a Chicago rep to promote the grind machine?
South side Chicago, born and raised. No, we don't have a rep in Chicago at all. We would love to. Reach out to us. My email is moelrod@grindbasketball.com. It's pretty easy. moelrod@grindbasketball.com.
I got another one for you. They just coming. Chris, if you see a question, just ask the guy.
No, I just want to say I know Mo's nickname is Hustle Man. Mo got more hustles going on than anything in the world.
You ain't never lied, man. I got a lot of
I can't stand him, man.
Y'all gave him the intro,
vision, man. It's vision. You gotta have vision out here.
He a bad
Gotta
man.
see things.
He a bad man, man. Hey, but Mo,
high school hopefuls do that.
hey Mo, I got something for you. Any kids in college y'all targeting for possible NIL deals? I know a really good shooter. That's from Stacey Houston in Dallas.
Hey, Stacey Houston, what's good, man?
Always
My
trying
man.
to get a check.
Hey, yes, we are. Stacey, you got my number, man. Just hit me up.
I
We
like
are definitely
that.
looking for those opportunities.
Hey Jimmy, this is a good
No.
job. I'm glad you brought these guys on the show. But keep going, Mo.
No, I just want to make mention.
You guys,
Go on, Mo.
hold on.
Oh no, Hicks, go ahead, Hicks.
No. You the guest.
No, yeah, you the
good.
guest. You do your thing, baby.
No, I wanted to make mention. I know Brian said earlier how he and T connected. Him and Thomas Fields connected. You guys may or may not know, but we were on Shark Tank in May of this year.
Yeah, I saw it.
Thomas filmed it in August of last year. So it's crazy how much time kind of elapsed before we actually hit the airwaves. But right after that, Thomas and Brian went into Indianapolis for about 3 months. It's Techstars, which is a sports accelerator program, meeting with all the top executives from Ergata and Peloton, and just so Brian can probably give you guys some more insight on those 3 months. But it was definitely, again, a nice wave from coming off of Shark Tank.
3 months, Brian. 3 months? Why 3 months?
That's kind of that's like the curriculum that they put forth for you. Like they put you through the first month. They introduce us to a ton of people, right? We're talking to the CEO of Overtime. We're talking to the Indianapolis Pacers. The leadership team from the NCAA. It's really just amazing experience. And then they want to keep you in there because like you build a relationship with all the other companies in the program. And that's like half the value of it is just the people you get to meet along the way. But no, it was cool. Thomas and I actually we got to lace him up in the Indianapolis Men's League at the YMCA. we got to relive the glory days a little bit. Yeah. So no, it was cool, man. Shout out to the Techstars team. Jordan Flegel really, he brought us in there, taught us so much about. Man, running a business it's hard in itself, but we don't have a tremendous amount of experience. We're relatively young guys, 26 years old. Mm-hmm. So, having those kind of mentors throughout the way was unbelievably helpful. They just taught us like what to avoid, like, different places to put the money that you are making with the business, to be able to grow it. So it was awesome, man.
I got a young man I want y'all to meet. And Mo, make sure we hook Brian and Thomas up with Robert. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Make sure I'm seeing some right here. Just listen to Brian talk. These three guys need to sit down and talk. These guys need to sit down and talk because
Absolutely.
yeah, all of them 26 years old, and yeah, they need to sit down and talk. Okay, to make that happen. But I got another question. Somebody said, Melvin Dew said, there's always backlash by originators. With such, hold up, somebody just clicked out my way. He said, with such a great price, how have other gun makers addressed this great innovation you have? What the other industry, what are they saying about y'all? What are your competitors? Huh?
Most smiling, man, because we've been in battle, with these guys.
Yeah.
Wow. Talk
Yeah,
to me, Mo. That's
Well,
something you can talk about.
you gotta understand. You gotta understand that this is a disruptor, right? And
Yes.
so you're disrupting the market. You're gonna definitely get some. I don't want to call it hate, but it's competition at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And we thrive in that. So it's cool.
Well, Jimmy,
Yeah.
I know Jimmy understand that. what was you about to say, Brian?
What's really interesting is, it's a big market. Like basketball is a huge market, obviously, and training and basketball and everything. I mean, everyone's trying to get to the next level. So whatever tools can help people get there or improve your game is going to be a big market. And there was only 2 companies that had ever made a shooting gun in the entire last 25 years. That's pretty rare for what's definitely over $100 million market. And so these guys definitely they weren't used to do competition outside of each other. They probably had a brother relation, like a sibling relationship, or you're always stepping on my shoes. They knew who they had to worry about, and then we come along, and we definitely ruffled some feathers. So I think that's a great question because it's definitely been challenging to compete at that level, right? They're 20, 25-year-old companies, and we've been around for a year and a half. So, but we're doing what we can.
I got a question for just for the masses, okay? For the masses, everybody can't. Mo, everybody just can't afford. Mo, do you have a plan to help the people? A lot of people that like basketball. It's a lot of people got daddy can just buy one, but it's a lot of daddies can't, and a lot of mamas can't. Is there a plan where they can have, I hate to say layaway, but it's an installment plan where they can piece this thing up and piece it together so they can have a device like this?
Yeah, we do. Brian, speak to the deals with the firm and.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've been working with a company called Split It to break it into 5 payments. So we tried to. That was just what was available to us, being such a young company. Like the big boys. I'm sure a lot of people listening, and maybe you guys have seen Affirm or Klarna,
Yeah.
whatever it is, where you spread it out over 18, 36 months, right? So it's really exciting. Is they reached out to us. We had a contact, and so we actually just began working with them in the last month. So we're going to be able to spread out the payment of a grind machine over 24 months, which comes out to roughly about $80 a month.
Guess what?
And that was important.
I'm sorry, Mo.
That was important. That was important, Hatter, because again, going back to Thomas's story, right?
Mm-hmm.
At 19, when he started the company, his family couldn't afford it. Mm-hmm. And so we know it's a small team. It's only about 10 of us, and we have real conversations about the company and where we want to look at in the next 5, 10 years, et cetera. And that's one thing we got to always kind of keep at the core of the foundation of the actual company is making sure that we stick to those core principles, right? And not deviating from them. And it's important to have a payment plan program. I would have had to. My mom couldn't afford to spend $2,000 on a machine. We had to break that up. And so, like you mentioned, most families are probably coming from that situation and need that flexibility.
It made me think when Brian, you made me say, you said the company called Split It. split it. That made me tickle the song, a little rap. Talking about your price is way too high, you got to cut it. So your price is way too high, you got to split it. Okay, I got a new rap now. You got to split it. Okay, I like that.
That song like 100 years old, man. I didn't know you listen to rap, man.
Hey, I can't stand him, y'all. I can't stand
You
him.
gotta mute his mic, man. Mute his mic,
Hey,
man.
Jimmy, take the wheel, Jimmy. Take the wheel, Jimmy.
Okay. Now, you guys, you mentioned, of course, the Shark Tank. You mentioned about that a while ago, and you was on Shark Tank. Guys, I went over and we was at the watch party, and you received a deal, right, on the show from the Shark Tank. So it wasn't like they said, no, we don't want it. You received a deal. What happened in the aftermath of that show? Because a lot of times reality sets in, and what we see on television sometimes can be altered or changed when the TV cuts off. What happened to whereas why with the tentative agreement from Shark Tank, from one of those sharks?
Yeah. So after the show, you get connected with Mark's team, Barbara's team, and you kind of enter into negotiations as far as like what that actual agreement is going to look like. In our case, there was a lot of back and forth. We still haven't had a final resolution by now. We're not really allowed to talk about the ins and outs necessarily of the negotiations. There's a lot of legal stuff surrounding that, but no, it's definitely interesting how it gets real quick, right? Like that's a lot of money, and they're trying to do their diligence on the company. We have to do what's right for us, understanding our value, understanding our worth. So, it was definitely a lot different than what people see on the show.
For sure.
Hey, that was so. I like the way you handle that, young man. I can't wait to talk off camera. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Mr. X trying to get me in trouble over here.
No, and guess what? My job to keep you out of trouble. So, Mo, in your in this process, Mo, I've been noticing you have disappeared out of the public eye. I mean, the last time I really saw you, you were I went to see your showing of your short film. I think probably one time, and I enjoyed it. I was waiting on some more of those things. Y'all got to understand, he put a lot of care into the inviting, the food, the setup. Dude, that was Hollywood. A lot of people ain't never been to nothing like that, Mo. And you and you introduced those people to a screening of a short film that was unbelievable. So the grind right now. You've been on your grind to building this grind. What'd you say?
Yeah, man. I mean, like Walker said, man. I wear a lot of different hats. I embrace that. Like I really thrive in that environment. It's hard to just do one thing, honestly. I know growing up, you hear it all the time. Like, just focus on one thing. I just can't do that.
Can't do it.
I don't know. Maybe it's the Aquarius in me, but no, man, we having a tremendous run. We just did a partnership for a grand opening in California with Foot Locker. So there's a lot of things that are taking place, man. We're getting ready to unveil the next marketing campaign for Grind, which is called My Court. You guys are going to love this, man. We're featuring some players from Houston, current and some older guys as well. And the whole thing about My Court is basically, the four of us on this panel right now, I mean, we all play basketball somewhere. And wherever we play ball at, that place was special to us. We knew that, don't dribble on the left side because it's tilted or leaning. The rim on that end is jacked up. So we're telling that story while using the machine. And like Brian mentioned earlier, our competition, no disrespect to them, but they're not brands per se. Right? They sell a product. We're selling an actual brand. And Grind's going to be here for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Mo killed this My Court series, man. It's going to be really cool. I think a lot of people who were fans of him back in high school, hopefuls, kind of noticed like the same storytelling element to it, where it just kind of it resonates with you. So we're really excited about dropping that. And then, just to touch on what he said about the Foot Locker LA trip, so we recently partnered with them on they're opening these new community stores. So they opened it in LA. And it basically, they showcase all these local artists, local designers, local companies' products at the store, in addition to like the standard Foot Locker stuff. But they asked us to come out there and, have a grind machine in the parking lot. They set up a half court. And, we had a bunch of competitions, raffling off gift cards, stuff like that. So that was really fun. And filmed a little commercial with the professor as well out of Venice Beach.
That was super dope. It was super dope. And we're going back out there was it December? No, it was January 2022 in Crenshaw. So they opened up a store actually in Nipsey Hussle's neighborhood. So it's going to be big time, man. We're looking forward to that as well.
Keep going, Jim. Hey, let me tell y'all something. Y'all, it's so much stuff that we can talk about this machine, this campaign. I'm looking at. I know y'all gonna go into gear, merchandise. I'm seeing merchandise. I'm watching. Somebody asked about what is your 10-year plan. What is your 5-year plan? What are your? Give us some. Give us some. These people out here. I'm watching them, Mo. That's why I'm watching them on the screen. They just hungry for what's coming up for Grind, so we can expect something from Grind. What you got?
Yeah, man, we're working on a lot of stuff. We're dabbling in all sorts of different tech. In addition to hardware, some different cool stuff that you can do with virtual training. Some different cool stuff that you can do with, a lot of these up and coming trends like NFTs and basketball and stuff like that. A lot of the buzzy things. So we're exploring a lot of different options, but merch is definitely a part of it. Merch and the storytelling element.
I'm liking the shirt already. That's what I saw. I liking the shirt already. So you can get
hoodie
the shirts.
Season.
Can you get the hoodies and shirts now at grind.com?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. We need to know all that kind of stuff.
Grindbasketball.com, man. Check us out.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me ask him some questions. Let me go back because I saw a lot of questions up there. They was messing with me. Some people need help. They want me to help them with their payments. Okay, we're going to figure that out. Any other designs with the grind in mind, with football, volleyball, or baseball?
Yeah, we've definitely thought about it. There's a lot of really cool companies out there doing crazy stuff in baseball and soccer in particular. A football jug machine, right? The thing that like helps you work on your hands. There's all sorts of different things, but we're trying to master basketball right now.
I got you. Hey, Brian, this chop shop, this feed, they're smart, they're diverse, these are the people. I mean, this is an audience. It's going to be almost 50,000 people a month going to be able to see this information. And this is going to be, and the reason I want to get all of this out of you, because after this show is over, it's going to be archived, right? So this is going to be a digital library of kids in the future want to know about Grind. You guys coming on this show. So this show is for posterity. This is a breakthrough. Do y'all really know what y'all got? I mean, sometimes, and the reason I say this, Brian, sometimes, Brian, when you're making history, you don't think about it. So people outside, and it hit me a few weeks back. I went to Canton, Ohio for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Charles Woodson, one of my clients, got inducted.
Yeah.
But also was Ty Law, one of my former clients. He already been inducted, and Orlando Pace, he had been inducted. So it don't mean nothing to me, right? So guess what? I'm sitting around in the Hall of Fame room, Brian. I don't know if you know this, Mo. It's not but 356 players ever. 356 enshrined in the Football Hall of Fame. It's not like the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
You know,
everybody
where
gets-
everybody can get in there. In the Football Hall of Fame, 356 human beings. And I looked up on that wall, and the man slipped and said, Robert Haller, do you realize you represented 3 of these guys? I didn't
That's big
realize
time.
when he hit me, do y'all, that's why I got to ask y'all, do y'all know what y'all doing?
Well, you know what? I'm the older statesman of the group.
Okay.
You know, and so I've seen some things where, like you mentioned, during your time frame of doing it, you don't really recognize the impact. So if I can even look back on the end one situation and say, when I was 22 years old, I had no idea what was going on. We were just having a great time. Looking back on it, right, and we're in the process of putting together a documentary on that particular, on the players, and telling the whole entire story.
Right.
But I tell Thomas and Brian all the time, like, you know, for our batch one customers, I said, Thomas, man, it's important for us to actually go and deliver the machines to the customers here in Houston locally. They need to meet you. You need to meet them, because you probably won't ever get a chance ever again to do that, because, you know, he's a busy man. He would be on the show today, but he has a call with Michael Redd. You know, Michael Redd potentially wants to invest, right? And so he would have been on it. He's a busy guy.
Hold up, stop. Text him right now and tell him to mention Robert Haller and see how the whole thing changed.
Okay.
How the whole thing changed.
We gonna do that. I'm gonna let him
Call
know.
me back and let me know. Yeah, because I'll pick up the phone and call Mike right now. Matter of fact, we represented Michael Redd. Michael Redd was the first. Think about this, Michael Redd, and you use this information with him. He was the first, one of the first second round picks to ever get a max deal.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, you know, he was. This kid here, he was. He was supposed to be. He was supposed to be a top pick, but he wound up going in the second round and wound up being an all-star and one of the first ones to get a deal, get the big deal. But tell Thomas, I'm giving you that information to use. Yeah. Okay.
No, but you know, just to your point, Hatter, man, it's you have to document those things, man. So we went to about five to seven different customers here locally, delivered the machines to them, filmed everything. And again, it's just storytelling and being able to connect with the people. Like, to me, that's always like the most important thing. There's several upcoming, you know, high school tournaments coming up. I know Hicks has this next week. We'll be there. We'll be on site. Again, giving out information, talking to the customers, and the whole 9 yards, right? And so being able to touch the people is important for us. Even our competitors, it doesn't make sense for our competitors to be at Hicks event because they're not selling that machine to a kid that's going to be playing that tournament, but we'll be there. So now we're maximizing our audience and our customer base just based off of being, again, where the people are going to be at.
So y'all gonna be at the season opener, right?
Absolutely.
Where y'all gonna be set up?
All over the place, man. We're going to have some banners in there.
You gonna have the machine? Is the machine gonna be set up?
Yes, sir. The machine will be visible. The Golden Voice is going to give all of our PA announcements. So, you know, follow Grind Basketball.
You know, I got one more. Is it a goal going to be near the machine? Because I'm going to shoot me some jumpers now if that machine. Is a goal going to be there?
We got to have a goal there.
Okay, because I'm just trying to see in the setup of the gym. I'm just trying. You know what? That's up to y'all. I'm just trying to see where will they be in this place. I'm trying to use my imagination to see where would you set up in the Campbell Center. So that's all I'm doing. But hey, y'all get paid the big bucks to figure that out. I'm good. I'm good. That's unique, man. So people are gonna be able to come up close. Will Thomas be there?
Mr. Fields will be in the building.
Okay. So yeah.
And again, it's a great experience to touch the people, man. Like,
that's good.
This is a people's business. It's all about community and relationships. I think we know that. I know I personally live by that. I know Brian lives by that. Thomas, the whole team, we understand that the people are the most important. And so we have to be there, and we will be.
You know, and I was thinking about it earlier, and it just slipped my mind. We, you know, I remember when Jimmy first talked about this. You mentioned batch one, batch. You mentioned batch one. What do you mean by batch? Is that a term that we should know as a term? Because when you mention it, you know, it picked up in my head. What you mean by batch one? Is there a batch two, batch three, batch? What you mean by batch?
Go ahead, Brian.
So, when this thing started, like, Thomas didn't have access to a lot of the things.
Okay.
Our company, we didn't have access to a ton of funding. So,
Okay.
so we took pre-orders. We just basically said, look, we'll get this thing to you when we can. And so, we were taking pre-orders from March of last year to July of this past year. That was our first batch. We're actually now on batch 4.
Okay.
So we moved through all of them. And it's just kind of been the way we decided to get things rolling. But the goal is, now that we're kind of a little more advanced, I guess you could say, we're trying to get to that on-demand delivery, where you order a machine and you can get it within, a couple of weeks, just like if you ordered anything, right? But,
and I had a reason to ask that. I really had a reason to that because Charles came out with a bourbon not too long ago. Charles Woodson. It's called Charles Woodson Bourbon, and he had batch 1.
Okay.
Oh.
And he had a batch 1, and guess what? They just wanted to see how it worked, right? Batch 1 sold out. Then they had a batch 2. Batch 2 sold out. Then I guess then it got better. The capital got. Then there's a batch 3. Then they got an Oakland Raiders batch. Then they got what other team he played for? Green Bay Packer batch. So I understand. That's why I asked you what you meant. What you meant by batches to see if it's the same. And it's the same. I guess that's a business concept, a smart business concept.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all about managing your resources and making sure that, you can fulfill those orders, right? We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. So like you said, we sold out of our first 3 batches.
Right.
And now we're on this batch 4, getting close to selling out of that thing faster than we sold out of any of the other ones. So,
wow.
It's been cool, man. We're very fortunate.
Jimmy, what you got?
Oh man, I'm just sitting I'm watching the feed, going back and forth with some of the guys on there. Of course, guy, and so but we have, of course, Brian Blum and of course Mo Elrod with the Grind basketball shooting machine. It's the world's first portable shooting machine. Gets up to 12 feet in the air, spits the balls back to you. You can get up to 500 shots an hour. This thing right here, I'm telling you guys, you can take this thing, get one for the holidays coming up. That means when you go to the cookout, you don't have to worry about your kid bugging you, asking you what.
Jimmy, I don't think you can get it this quick, Jimmy. Not for the holidays.
They can pay for one this quick.
Oh yeah, you can pay for one, but they ain't gonna get it. Okay. So just saying spring break.
Well,
okay.
Spring break. That's better. That's even better.
Yeah, that's better. I'm helping you out. Yeah.
It's gonna be cold and chilly in December. Hell, especially in Chicago where Mo from. So that means that's better. We want that. So now you talking about that much spring break coming around. Think about this. Think what it looked like if you're a college basketball prospect and you got a Grind shooting machine. Everybody else at spring break, they at the park, they down in Galveston, and you got yours and pull it out the trunk and put it up under the goal. Down there where they look goal. Every beach has a goal. Everybody on the beach getting down. You pull yours out, your Grind shooting machine out, and it starts spitting those jumpers, and you shooting it. Get what? You got your ab, your 6-pack showing. Take your shirt off. Let your 6-pack show, and you hit that thing, and guess what happens? The chicks come around you. They think they don't know who you play for. They think you play for the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's all you gotta do. And guess what? You win. You win.
Jimmy, the chicks love the long ball, so if you hit the 3, you in the building. The chicks love the long ball. Hey, but go up, Jimmy. I got a message for to our guest. Simeon Sims said, "Are there any investment opportunities?"
Yeah, Yeah, absolutely. If you want to, chat with us about that, you can just email info@grindbasketball.com, and we'll be in touch soon. But we've just been raising. It's called the seed round for the last, call it like 3 months or so. It's been a pretty grueling process, but so we are closing that pretty soon. So after that, there won't be investment opportunities, but that's in the next 3 weeks or so. We're hoping to close it by Thanksgiving. But yeah, we'd absolutely love to talk to anyone that's interested in getting in on it.
I like that. I like that. Hey, you better hair up or you're going to be shut out. That's what he's telling you. He can't say that. You better put up or shut up. What else you got, Jimmy? Jimmy, this is unique, man. This is unique.
So what is harder to move to sell them? Of course, you mentioned your competitors, and the audience or the target market with individuals is not what those competitors are really going after. They're going after the programs. So in Houston right now, just saying Greater Houston, you guys, of course, Brian, you've been a Memorial High School product. Has Memorial High School replaced their old shooting machine with a grind shooting machine?
No,
and why?
Not yet.
If not, why?
We,
if not, why?
We really wanted to establish ourselves with the individual.
Gotcha.
I think, we know that eventually the high school market is there, but just to put it in perspective for you, there's 17,000 high schools in the country that, could maybe buy something like this. There's about 20 million families that could buy it. So it's just like, for us, it's a much bigger opportunity to understand how to sell to that at-home customer, how to make this product make sense for them, and be something that they're just so stoked to have, right? Versus, going after the high schools, I think that's something that, they know what we got, right? And we've had orders from high schools, we've had them all across the country. Usually they buy 2 of ours because they know 2 of ours is still half the cost of one of those big guns. So, and that's another thing, man, is when you're a kid and you're shooting on the gun, and it's 6 of y'all on there, it's not, you know what I'm saying? You might as well just go to the side basket.
Yeah.
You don't, so
yeah.
If you buy multiple of these things, you can get everyone on their own individual grind machine. I feel like it's a much more efficient way to practice. So it'll make sense for those schools down the road, but right now we're really
it's more
lasered in on, making this a product that's perfect for the at-home consumer.
I like that.
Because once you go to our website, you're going to see we are very athlete focused. Okay. It's about the individual getting better. We can get better together collectively, but we all know, man, players are made in the off season, right, by yourself, putting in that work.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I got that. So cool. Now,
see, Corey Henderson said he needs one for his high school and himself. See, them the kind of Corey. You know what to do. You know what to do. Send that check. Send that check.
Is that
no? I can tell you what they
Corey
can do.
Henderson out of DFW?
That's Corey Henderson out of DFW. Yes. Send that check, baby. Send that check.
Well, I mean, go to the website, and of course, that website, grindbasketball.com. Grindbasketball.com. Understand something, guys. This is, of course, the core of this product is H-Town. You understand, Mo Elrod is from Chicago, but he's a resident of Houston, and this is H-Town producing something for you, for the community. And they just said they could easily go through the doors of the schools and they want to put those in your hands. That way now it goes and it saturates through, and it's a good product. I've seen the product. I've been up close to it, and guess what? It is what it is. It and you even have the wheels on the thing, just like you carrying a luggage through the airport. Mm-hmm. You can carry your grind and to the trunk or to the back seat and put it in just as easy.
I got one for Mo. Mo, I'm glad. Thank you, Jimmy, for bringing that up. I love that, Jimmy, because a guy that go to not since pandemic, but a guy that used to go to the airport every other day, every other week, over time, those rollers rollers always give away. Have y'all did anything research and development about the sustainability of the rollers? Because doing a guy who travel a lot more, I've always had to send my luggage to certain places to make sure the rollers are good. So I'm just something I thought about when Jimmy mentioned it. Constant rolling and constantly rolling, like I was doing. I had to get the rollers changed. Have y'all ever
Yeah.
thought about that? In research development, did they talk about that?
So yes, that's kind of outside of my wheelhouse.
Okay.
But we do have a great team of engineers that are put the machine together. So I don't know particularly like what type of wheel it is, but we definitely have a team that has done that research. And
okay.
And it's the little things, like before we had just a metal handle, and we were like, that's not very comfortable to, lug around, right? So we put, some cushioning on there to make it easier. But, as far as the wheels, wear and tear, I mean, it's tough for us to say for sure because this thing's only been invented for, about 2.5 years.
Right.
But, we're pretty confident in the quality of the material we use. We did a really diligent job of, trying to make sure those were top notch. So,
okay.
And
they ain't use it enough yet. I was just giving you that for the future. Because people ain't using it enough yet. You know what I'm saying? I just know me, when Jimmy mentioned rolling through the airport, oh my goodness. Yes. He touched a nerve in me right there. But Jimmy, what else you got to go, man, before we get out of here?
I mean that's we just trying to make sure that you guys we put names with faces so that you guys will see. We pull back a layer or raise up the floor mat so you can see what's up under the grind basketball machine, shooting machine. And that's the thing that we're doing today. And that's, that way now you guys can take a note and carry on. You guys also, that website, once again, grindbasketball.com is the website. And I want to ask you guys, mention, of course, the Major League Baseball season just concluded. But however, in the American League Division Series, Championship Series, you had the Houston Astros. I mean, the first round, I'm sorry, you had the Houston Astros and the Chicago White Sox. Brian, you didn't get none of that bread. You didn't stick your hand in Mo's pocket on that?
I should have, man. I should have. The thing is, I didn't want to rob him blind, bro. I knew the Astros were going to.
Let me tell you something. I wouldn't have bet that anyway. I was rooting for the Stros, man.
Tell me this. Okay. On Monday, we talked about it yesterday. Chicago Bulls playing the Brooklyn Nets. And the Bulls lost last night. Joel Embiid gave them a 37 piece. And despite not having like two other key players didn't play, is the Bulls going to beat New York on Monday?
The Bulls are solid, man.
Brooklyn.
I think so.
No, sir.
I think
no, sir.
You say no, sir? I
no,
think
sir.
so. Here's the thing, man. Like, the rule changes has really affected James Harden. Productivity.
Didn't affect him last night, but keep going.
How much he have last night?
I'm talking about how he won last night.
No, he won, but how much did he have last night?
He hit about 14 in the fourth quarter, so I'm all right.
That's all he had was probably 14 in the fourth quarter.
But guess what? He had double figures at 6, though. He about 13, 14 assists, though. Right. With the win. So y'all just want him to score. He trying to win. He trying to change his game. He already got to do. Hold up, Brian. You can tell who I like. Brian. He already got a dude that quit on him. Hey, come, hold on, Brian. Think about this, Brian. Me and you cool, right? All right, me and you cool. I tell you, Brian, man, come over here and go with me. Come over here and play with me. And then we go get Thomas. Brian, I go get Thomas. Brian, come over here. Come on, play with me. Y'all get over here with me, Brian. And guess what? I said, man, I ain't finna play with y'all right now because I don't want to get no shot. I done got y'all to move y'all families everywhere because of me. Man, let me tell
Crazy.
y'all something. Yeah, let me tell y'all something. But I did want to share this with y'all before we get off. And Mo, and I know you love basketball. Mo, what do you think about the transformation of Ja Morant? Have you been watching that?
Let me tell you something. It's gonna sound crazy to some people. I don't know.
on.
Your ratings might drop.
That's
when I
all
say
right. Don't worry about it.
I was just having this conversation the other day.
Wow.
It's gonna sound crazy. Now I'm the
No.
biggest Allen Iverson fan next to Ann Iverson. I think Ja gonna be better than AI. If this dude stay healthy, because
Wow.
his handle is already way crazier than AI's.
Yeah.
He's way more athletic than AI was.
Yes.
He can shoot the ball, mid-range floater, three ball. Like, it's ugly out there. So, Ja Morant is something special.
A mid-major kid, man. A mid-major. Hold up. Hold up. You know I had to. I'd be prepared just in case nobody didn't see it. Check this out right quick. Just watch it.
Paint score for Denver. They lead at 55-54. Shot clock is off. Denver does not have a foul to give. Morant, a 360 spin and a finish. How ridiculous. Paint score for Denver. They lead at 55.
He had
I got another one for you. Hold on. You know, I got more.
It was last night. I think he had split.
Here we go.
Off of a high pick and roll, and he came off down the middle and dunked it.
I got it for you. Hey, I got it for you. I knew you was gonna ask.
Morant behind the back to the cup and a jam. Sensational and the foul.
That dude is 6'2", almost 6'2" or 6'3" now. This ain't no big dude now.
Ja special.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Okay, what else, Jimmy? Because Jimmy don't like me talking about because he played for Memphis. If he played for Jupiter, Jimmy would be talking about it. Because he played for Memphis, he don't want to talk about it.
Hey, man.
Oh, Jimmy, you done muted yourself. Good. You done muted yourself.
There you go. I'm consistent on one thing, and you guys know when it comes to guards, I always use one measuring stick when you try to break a tie this close with guards. And what's that? What's that?
Is he winning?
You got to win.
Yeah,
got to win.
So eventually, understand, in due time, I don't know what year Allen AI before he made it. He took Philadelphia to the finals when they lost. They won the first game and lost 4 straight to the Lakers.
But he didn't win.
But that was a series. But no. Understand something. The Philadelphia, you could have put Mo Malone on that team. They wasn't going to beat the Lakers that year. So for certain teams, just to make it there is the win within itself. And you won your conference. Eastern at that time, winning the Eastern Conference was your championship. You wasn't beating the Western Conference back in that day. Just like when you won the Western Conference, when Michael Jordan was playing, your ass wasn't beating the Eastern Conference. So that was your championship. So John Stockton, Karl Malone, Charles Barkley with the Philadelphia with
Phoenix Suns.
I mean with Kevin Johnson. But back to this thing right here. Understand something. We give it in due time. That's the pre-speculation of yourself. Like Mo, you said, he can be better than AI. Well, in due time.
Yeah.
Because Ja Morant is definitely capable of winning a scoring title, which Allen Iverson did. He's capable of doing that. Now, he would have to get that team. They're going to get some pieces going to come and go. But get that team into have a winning culture there, which they're in route. They made the playoffs last year. They're in motion. But now, guess what? The injury part, that's a gimme. That's anybody gonna get banged up in today's NBA, because the way that they're doing that, they're not pushing through no injury. Everybody's doing preventive maintenance. If you halfway banged up, when the doctor sit on out. You ain't coming back to whenever it's time. But I'm looking at, let me say, about year. What is he in year 3 right now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how many years you giving him? What, year 5? Year 6?
That's when AI went to that finals, because he got drafted 96 with Kobe, and so he went to the finals his 5th year. So that's it.
Okay, we got 2 more years. We got 2 more years. Yeah.
So do you see Memphis? Do you see Memphis right now? 2 years from now,
in the final. Yeah, LeBron will be gone. Yeah.
LeBron will be gone.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
LeBron will be gone. In the West, now you got to remember the West. Who in the West? So for me, right now they're in 5th place without Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, but Utah is gonna be Utah core 2 years from now.
All I
The
can tell you,
The Warriors still will be around.
oh, I forgot about that dude. I forgot
Yeah,
about
the
Yeah,
that.
they
Warriors
got
still
two.
gonna be
They got 2
around.
years.
I
I'm
forgot
just
about
saying.
that man. I forgot about that man out there.
That means somebody would have to want to go to
Suns
Memphis.
too.
Somebody would
Nah,
have
I
to
ain't worried
want to
about
go
the
to
Suns. The
Memphis.
Suns gonna implode. You hadn't read the news. You ain't listened
Oh,
to the
yeah.
news today. Brian, you
Yeah.
ain't seen the news today, hey?
No, I didn't see anything. What happened?
The Suns about to be the Clippers.
No.
Robert Sarver, they about to do something to him.
Yeah.
It's going. The Suns going. Yeah. Yeah.
When
But
that owner got out, I
Uh-huh.
felt like the Clippers kind of started leveling up. That's when they got
Yeah, they got
PG
better.
and Kawhi.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, the big boy Chris Paul is y'all. How long y'all think Chris Paul gonna be alive? That man 100 years old, man.
He gonna knock this contract
Hey.
out. He gonna go this contract. Then they might give him one more year after that.
But before we get out of here, because
What
we
you
got
got?
like two minutes left, I want to get back to James Harden and the Nets real quick.
Okay.
Without Kyrie Irving, they're not winning no finals. That's all.
Okay, you're right. I agree.
You mean the Eastern Conference Finals, or you talking about the finals?
Any finals. There's no finals to have for the Nets if Kyrie Irving is not playing.
I tell you what. I mean,
The Bulls, I think the Bulls could probably beat them. The Bucks for sure can beat them.
Yeah, we know the Bucks can. They've already proven they can.
They beat them when they hurt.
What about-
Now if they get hurt, hold up, Mo. If they get hurt,
Oh
like
no! Last year, I'm gonna give you that. Last year, if Kyrie doesn't get hurt, then yeah,
if
they
James
win
don't
the
get
whole
hurt,
thing.
they beat them. Them guys. I'm talking. If James don't get hurt, they beat him.
Hey man, listen, I don't know James Harden personally. I think he's a lefty. I love lefties. He's a good dude. I just never seen James when it really mattered, like come through.
I noticed I didn't say James. I'm talking about they got another dude on that team is kind of good too now. You worry about James. They got a guy named Kevin Durant.
Oh wait, KD goes without even. I ain't got to mention KD's name.
But if he's that great, he should be able to take the rest of the guys with him. What you say?
Joe Harris folded.
He terrible.
He folded in the playoffs. Yeah, so like he didn't have no help. It was just him.
He terrible.
He needs Kyrie. And he even said it in a press conference
Yeah, he said
a
it.
couple weeks ago. KD, no.
He done begged me to come out there with him, and now he's talking about, I don't want to take no shot. They hurt. Man, shut up, Kyrie. Yeah, y'all can have Kyrie right now.
I'm gonna tell you something about the East. It's early on. It's way too early on regarding to projecting these teams. But I'm gonna tell you one team that we know that's been there. They've been there already in that postseason. They've tasted it already,
Toronto.
and they've upgraded, and that is the Miami Heat.
They
Miami
good.
Heat is
They
a
good.
team to worry about. Nobody's going to want to draw the Miami Heat first round. That is probably the most grittiest team.
Or any round.
Nobody wants no parts of them dudes.
Yeah.
That Jimmy Butler is a lot better than I thought. That's all I'm going to tell y'all. He's a lot better than I thought. I know he was good, but Jimmy Butler is borderline guy. He got some intangibles that a lot of players just don't have. I mean, most players that don't have.
I wonder about the durability of the players this season, only because they ain't calling no fouls. And so guys are, guys are hitting the deck every other possession. So
I heard
it's gonna be a long season.
Now I heard something from the Players Association and from management. They gonna adjust that.
Okay.
They're gonna adjust that. We're gonna see. They're gonna adjust.
And then look, we're gonna see James Harden go to the line 30 times a night, and then he'll have 40 again.
Why y'all got to talk about my boy, man? I know he ain't.
I like him, but I'm just saying he's gonna have 30 free throws.
He all right. He all right. He got Durantula on his team. He got the baby. Well, no, the Easy Money Sniper. That's the man's name. Easy Money Sniper.
Sniper.
Yeah. So what else we got, Jimmy, before we get out of here?
I'm looking, of course, Byron Crease.
What
He's
Crease
talking about
say?
the restaurant. We got a restaurant that may want to get the magazines in there as a hub. If you have a small business and you're interested in being a hub
Okay.
for the magazine, RCS Sports, the magazine. It's our annual publication, which comes out every November, and that pretty much is your for the sake of the word, a play on the word. It's your basketball Bible for Greater Houston area hoops. This thing has schedules, the district previews, has a college section in the back, team rankings, player rankings, and some very, very informative articles, including one that has over 24 scholarships that are available for all students, regardless of whether you play sports or not. These are all of the intel you need for you to go and apply. And of course, the magazine comes out November the 12th. We will have them copies available at the Campbell Center. If you are a small business, barber shop, beauty shop, car wash, cleaners, grocery store, automotive and repair shop, a hub for the magazine. What we have is you get the magazines, you get to keep 20% of every copy sold. And that's for your time. And that way now also, what's the value in it for you? You get your address and the name of your business on the front of rcssports.com. If you don't understand, that site there is the most frequented site, one of the most frequented metropolitan area based basketball sites in the United States of America. That means that's a benefit for you. That means your business get on the front of there. So people come by a magazine, and guess what? They may patronize your business at the same time. Soul Food Shacks, where you at? And I see Byron Crease is one. And we were going to get some copies in your location that's over off FM 1960 and at FM 2100. So once again, we'll wrap with you later on. Byron Crease, so we call him. He was on the grassroots basketball scene a few years ago. You guys would be surprised how many people that are watching the show that have various involvements in our community, and that's the whole thing. If more of you guys would put your addresses on there, or put not your home addresses, but your business addresses, and let them know what you do, and you'd be surprised that a Chop Shop viewer would be able to patronize you and your efforts to go and enlarge your reach. That's what we do. And of course, I see Tack Minor and said their beauty supply company would love to be a hub for the magazine. We got you covered. We're gonna put them in there, and that'll be a good thing. Of course, we have Mo Elrod with us with Grind Basketball. We're talking about some hoops. You're talking about and Harden. Tell us what your thoughts is on the college basketball team, Mo Elrod. Yesterday, of course, the news of the day: Oklahoma State, the NCAA hit them with the hammer. Is my feed still out? Like I'm teetering a little bit.
No, you're good, Jimmy. Keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I guess that's our long. It's time to start getting ready to land the plane, and that's what that may be. But I want to get Oklahoma State men's basketball and the NCAA.
I didn't hear that, Hicks.
Oklahoma State and men's basketball in the NCAA.
Oh, man, I actually I didn't know that was all that was going on. Honestly, I sent a group chat to a bunch of coaches that I knew, or that I know rather, yesterday, just kind of wishing them good luck and all of that. And Mike was included in that text, and he usually responds back. I had no idea that was going on until I watched ESPN last night. So I've been kind of, I guess, under a rock, man. I don't know all the particulars about the situation. I heard like $300 were exchanged, something like that. But I don't, there's a lot that goes on in this stuff, man. So, like I said, I don't want to speak on it because I have no idea of the scenario and what took place. But you know, I think they just give my man a hard time. And Mike is a good dude, Coach Boyden.
Great guy.
So it's kind of yeah, man. So it's kind of jacked up.
Do me a favor when you have a chance, go look at his press conference. He was crying in the press conference. He was teared up.
I saw the snippets of it, Hatter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go find it. I saw the snippets of it, man. He seemed like he was just really distraught. And like I said, I sent that text over, that morning. Mm-hmm. And like I said, man, he usually responds back all the time. It's a group chat. And he didn't. And then last night I watched ESPN and they was talking about it. I'm like, what's going on? And it's crazy. Like so I gotta go follow up and find out what's happening.
Like you said, it's a lot of stuff I don't know. And I was just when you don't know that much about a situation, it's hard to. I just was feeling for Mike because I've met him, and just a sad day. He just said I did everything that they wanted me to do, and he said something key. He said, "You other coaches." He said it like this. He said, if you guys have did the things that I've done of this, what I've laid out to y'all," he said, "Y'all, when y'all go to them, you can't tell them everything." He said, I opened up everything to them people, and they still did this here. I was honest with these people, and they doing this to me for a $300 violation. Everybody gonna say, because people call me, it's more than that, but it's unique. The NCAA, we already know. They're losing their grip, they're losing their power. And but Chris Walker said something early on the show when y'all wasn't here that was so unique. He said, Hatter, I know some of the people that used to work for the NCAA, and they pick and choose exactly who they want to mess with. They can have Mike Krzyzewski dead to right. They said, no, it'll mess up the brand. We're going to go here and mess with Cleveland State. We can have Bill Self, nothing against Bill. We can have used as an example, Bill Self dead to right. No, we finna go over here and mess with Mike Boyden. Because what I think about Mo, and I just wish somebody could make some sense of it for me. You were not Mike Boyden and his staff. Why are I guess it's the institution. Because when Underwood and them left, those things didn't follow Underwood. They stayed there and hunted this guy. They got to figure that thing out, Mo. I don't know how you can figure it out, but these new kids that's coming to Oklahoma State shouldn't be penalized for something that Underwood and his staff did when they were at OSU. I just don't understand that one. I want somebody in the NCAA to explain that to me. That's all.
They probably won't even explain it to you. It's probably like in the police force, man. It's probably like blue codes, man. They're not gonna speak on it and give you no real, because like you said, Coach K can do probably whatever he wants, and I would imagine that Coach K has probably violated it plenty of times. To get them kind of dudes all them years, you did something.
It's human. Everybody, hold up. Coach, what's his name? Coach Cal getting all these bad dudes this year. I ain't heard nobody say nothing. Penny get these two dudes. How do your pockets light now? Because I know you had to give a money base. Come on, man. But
it's crazy, man.
It's crazy. But guess what? My problem is I know they do it, but we shouldn't do it to ourselves. We shouldn't do it. That's why I'm supporting Mike today. Let me tell y'all something. I told people, I'm like with Stephen A. Smith. I'm going to look in this camera right here, Mo. I'm going to look straight in this camera right here. Is this the camera that's on? And Mo, and I'm going to say, if Oklahoma State, if this wasn't Coach Mike at Oklahoma State, I ain't going to tell you no lie. I might not be as worried about it. But I know how cool of a guy this dude is and how this dude came in and tried to make this program viable. I know how they tried to bust him upside the head when Cade was coming there, trying to say, Cade, you shouldn't go there. You should go there. I saw all of that. So yes, I'm supporting
Mhm.
Mike, and you got to get on the TV and cry. Come on, man. Come on, come on. Yeah. It was rough on me. It was rough on me last night. I'm just telling you, it was a little rough. Jimmy, Jimmy,
Oh yeah,
you muted.
I thought Mo was getting ready to chime in and rebuttal. So
No, no
of course
rebuttal
now
in
Mo,
there. No rebuttals. Mm-mm.
Mo, high school basketball. Since we of course before we land the plane, high school basketball, grassroots basketball. You came into the Houston around 2000 and emerged into the basketball scene around 2005. You are shortly after Hurricane Katrina,
Mhm.
right? I think it was the heels of Hurricane Katrina. I remember one of your first
7,
video projects that you
6,
did.
yeah.
The first project you had. It was what?
I think it was 06, 06, 07.
It
I
was
just know
something. It was about
DeAndre Jordan, Jay, and those
06.
guys were
06
seniors.
was the year that yeah. You had Biko Paris and 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 Jay Lucas, I think, and BJ Holmes and DeAndre
Yeah,
Jordan.
man.
And those guys. What do you see grassroots basketball then versus grassroots basketball as you see it now? What all has changed? What you think? What do you think made it change?
Man, the beauty of my position, honestly, was the fact that I never coached. Um, I was never on the sideline. I was behind the camera. And so by being behind the camera, man, I seen everything and I heard everything from everybody. And I don't say nothing. So I've retained a lot of things that people have said to me over the years and seen relationships turn sour over the years and some get mended. But honestly, man, it hasn't changed a whole lot. It's just the different people. I mean, the scenarios are usually the same. I'll be honest, man, I haven't really been on the scene like that in the past couple of years. Hatter alluded to it earlier. Hasn't seen me in the public in a while. But I'm gonna start coming back out, man, taking some games out and just kind of, just being around. But, my son graduated in 2019. I think everybody needs a break from it, man, honestly, because it's a long, that's every weekend, that's every day, it's games after game after game. And so when he graduated, man, shout out to my son, man, Trey. He's actually playing at a Division II school in San Francisco called Academy of the Arts, man. He's studying music.
Yeah.
I do rapping now.
Yeah.
He's actually
producing, writing and stuff too, though, Mo.
Yeah, he's doing his thing, man. And so I think sometimes when people talk about their kids, people think that, oh, you're just saying that because it's your child. But anybody that really knows me know that, like, if my son wasn't a good artist, I wouldn't mention it. You know what I'm saying? Like, my daughter runs track at PV. You know what I'm saying? So, kind of focusing on that as well, man. So it's a lot going on. But back to your question, I kind of deviated a little bit. I don't think much has changed, honestly. I think just people, just kind of a revolving door. I left in 2019. Other parents did, and then you had other parents and families coming right behind us that are part of what's going on now. So it's a beautiful thing, man. Basketball, they say, man, never stops.
So you saying, if I had to put you in a time capsule, you like Rip Van Winkle, and you come back from 2006, and you come back in 2021. Just different parents. The same scenarios are still playing out.
Yeah,
that's not good.
Yeah, I mean, how do you can attest to it? I mean,
I know,
I'm laughing at you
because I'm watching it.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right.
It's the same stuff. Just one team go away, another team emerges. This team at the top, this team at the bottom. In 5 years, they be at the top. That team will be gone. It's just like it's a cycle. It's a cycle of people I wish it was more unified. I think as a community, if people can work together, and that's always like, what most people will say, but if we could all work together, things could be a lot easier and smoother. I've seen people relationships fall off of a kid, but they were the best of friends, right? Before that kid kind of came in the fold. And then when that kid leaves and goes to college or the pros, they don't even talk to that kid. Nobody talks to that kid anymore.
And you done messed
But now
up
you
a
and this
friendship.
person who y'all, yeah, it ain't worth it.
Mo, you got to repeat
It ain't
that
worth
one,
it,
Mo.
man.
That's a good one. Mo, I got some of those instances right now.
Yeah.
These people go on, and you and this dude, mad at you because of something. Dude, I'm so glad.
And usually had a man. A lot of times, the reason why people have conflict is because they don't communicate with each other. If I got a problem with Hicks, I'm gonna call Hicks. I'm not gonna call Doug. I'm not gonna call Hatter. I'm gonna go right to Hicks. You know what I'm saying? And
Everybody
so
like that now. No.
everybody's not like that, because see, if I go to Hicks directly and he and I have a conversation, then we'll figure out if I was wrong or he was wrong, or and then being able to just say I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that. Like, my bad, dog. I didn't mean to do that. It's okay. It's okay to apologize, man. I know we all read the 48 Laws of Power, and you don't want to show no weakness. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay to apologize, man.
Apologize. You know what? You something, man. And I never thought about this, but I would remember Paul Mooney. Okay, remember Paul Mooney, the famous writer and
comedian.
He said he was writing a script about Rip. He said he was writing a script. He said in his script, Rip Van Winkle, he was black, right? He was black. He falls asleep. Before he falls asleep, there was men being lynched. Okay? Before he fell asleep, there were men being lynched. Then he said he sleeps for 100 years. Then he wake up and men are still being lynched. What you saying? George Floyd. 100 years later, George Floyd. Emmett Till, George Floyd. But you just, and I put you in a time capsule. And Sidney Ship just said he totally agreed. Everything I hear you guys talk about are the same issues we were dealing with at the same time in 2019. My thing, Mr. Ship, and us, is it just inevitable that we can go to sleep? We can go to sleep, a man being lynched 100 years before us, and we can go to sleep and come back in 100 years it's still happening. When or can we, in this industry, we control? I'm gonna repeat that. They're our kids, Mo. We control this industry. These our kids. But like you said, guys won't go to guys face to face. They want to tell me. I can't tell that dude what to do. Go tell, you need to go talk to that dude. So great analogy, Mo, because it need to be heard, and it need, not necessarily be heard, need to be practiced. Need to be
practiced, man. Mm-hmm. I think also too, and I'm not sure how much time you guys have left on the show, but
I got
you. Sharing information and resources, and I think we're all guilty of that in the sense. In 2019, right? If I went back, or people went back to tell the newcomers kind of what to look out for, what to expect, that would help them on their path as well. You know what I'm saying? Being able to just share information and resources. And people don't want to get the plugs up. I always, I truly
accredit. What you mean the plug? People don't want to get the plugged up. What you mean?
Yeah. So what I mean by the plug is What I mean by the plug is, for example, going back to my N1 days, and
Okay.
when I first moved to Houston, I have a pretty good rapport with Chris Rivers. I've known Rivers for forever, and I hit Rivers up and I said, "Hey man, I'm in Houston, and I want to do this documentary. I don't know anybody here, like not a soul. I don't know nobody here, and can you help me out?" And he didn't say, "Oh man, go figure it out on your own," or he said, "Hey man, let me give you Jim Hicks' number. He'll take care of you." And I hit up Hicks, and the first thing Hicks said was, "A friend of Chris Rivers is a friend of mine," and that was 2006. So whenever I reached out to Hicks, and I think Hicks and we met like the following week, and he introduced me to the parents and the players. It made that situation and that transition for me, a lot easier. So I always, man, there's a lot of people that are holding the cameras now that I've given advice to, helped out, try to give them some gigs, things come my way. You got to pay it forward. You know what I'm saying? So I've always been a good steward of being able to share, like what I can, whether it's a conversation or a connect, because we're all tied to each other. And we also always remember the people that helped us, and the people that didn't. And so
It's okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's so unique about what you said? That's the main reason that I'm here every day doing this chop shop. So I'm giving back and teaching people. I was a parent in this game. So I'm showing parents how to navigate through these waters. I've been through. I know they look at me now. He just on the show. No, I was where you were. Whether you want to listen to it or what, but you know what? Some people do, and some people, man, I don't want. But this is a form of giving back. Jimmy and I'm not getting paid to do this. This is a form of giving back every single day. If you go look at the man hours, 4 hours, what's it? 8 hours a week. You follow me? Giving people something. Let me tell you something. We didn't have a chop shop for you to come on when my son was playing. We didn't have a chop shop for people bringing Chris Walker, Chris Rivers, LeVar Ball, Penny Hardaway, Mike Boynton, Kellen Sampson, Kevin Sampson. We didn't have a vehicle like this. When you first came to Houston, you didn't have a vehicle like this. This platform is so, I keep trying to tell people, it's so important. It ain't about me and Jimmy. It's the information. Because if you got the most valuable thing in the world, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, it's the correct information. You want to be so you can make an informed decision. And and think about it. Mr. Rivers said, "Hey, talk to Jimmy." Then you plug your way around the place. I've seen what you've done back in this community. Guess what? You poured into my family's life. I didn't know. You called and said, "Man, hey, let's film this thing." Guess what? What if we didn't film that? I would not have a digital, listen to y'all, I would not have I got a digital footprint, a digital record of my son talking to his coaches on the phone, calling one coach and saying, "I'm not coming to your school," and calling the next one, "I am coming to your school." That was because of you.
Yeah,
And
man.
if Jimmy don't help you, if Rivers don't hook you up with Jimmy, and Jimmy don't help you, you might not have been able to help us. Do y'all understand this? You don't have to like me. You don't have to like Jimmy. But this platform is going to help and move some young kid or some family into places. It's already happening, into places they never thought about going before. Mo, but thank you, Mo, for telling that, Mo, because it's important. What would you had? What big of advantage you would have had, Mo, if you had a vehicle like this in the beginning. The
Oh
platform
yeah,
chop shop.
it's big time. I know we've dibbled and dabbled in a couple of different things along the way, whether it was the round table and then
Yeah,
Jim got the chop shop and
yeah.
obviously he had the website.
Mhm.
I was doing high school hopefuls and I transitioned to One Pass Away for a while. You know what I'm saying? So like it's just a constant evolution of things that you try to put out there, man, to keep, innovating, staying ahead of the curve, and to help people along the way as well.
And I got to share this with the people. You just made me think about something. You were the one that was instrumental in bringing all the people in the community together. At at the little what did you call it?
Yeah.
Dude, everybody wasn't invited, but half the dudes in that thing they went in 12 different damn directions, Mo. But Mo, that wasn't your fault. You had a let me tell you something. You touched me. You no, you know why you did it? The people that you invited, it might you they might have not got together, right? But I found some in that situation where somebody in that same room that day hooked me up with somebody now that me and this guy doing business together right now. Let me
Yeah.
repeat that.
That's an
That
absolute no,
that
that's a fact.
that room you was in, and me and that dude don't talk as much anymore, but the guy he hooked me up with, me and that guy, we rolling.
Man, that
Because of
was
the
you
seeds
know
you
what?
planted. I'm sorry.
That was man, that was such a phenomenal time frame.
Yes.
And see, like I said, I'm new. I'm new to the to Houston at the time, and I see, like I said, me being behind the camera, I see that like I hear everything, I see everything, and it's like, well, why isn't this person talking to that person? They may have had a rough patch a couple years ago, whatever the case may be. But like I said earlier, man, like if you don't have that dialogue amongst each other, you'll never get over it. And then you'll look up 5, 10 years later and be like, why was I even mad at Hatter? Why was I mad at Hicks
Yeah.
over that? And I think Hicks gave me a jewel a couple years back, and he said never give a person a lifetime sentence for a misdemeanor, right? And it's like being able to forgive and forget and move past certain things. But during that time, bringing those guys in those rooms,
Yeah.
I still got the footage somewhere. I got so much footage on so much stuff. It's ridiculous, but that was like a meeting of the minds.
A great meeting.
And bringing everybody together and to have those conversations that, like you said, Hatter, probably wouldn't have happened. We should do that again, man.
Yeah.
We
Yeah. I
should
mean,
bring
for
that
real,
thing back.
dude, I'm sitting here
Yeah.
thinking about it right now. I forgot about it, but how instrumental, Jimmy? I know you
Yeah, I
got
mean,
this. Come.
well, I mean, the thing is the beginning of the end of those type of gatherings or conversations. Here's where the beginning of the end is. There are board meetings all the time, no matter what facet of corporate America that you're in, right, all the way down to blue collar America. There are administrative meetings. But this was considered some sort of a board meeting, an administrative meeting of minds of people of influence in Greater Houston. Well, looking back on it, what started to unravel, people that were maybe invited but didn't come because they were, whatever reason or another, they would go, and somebody that was there, you took a pledge to let everything that's in the room stay in the room. Well, somehow, some way, there was somebody that would get compromised, and before you can make it back home after the meeting is over with, somebody done told somebody that wasn't there what somebody done said in the room. And that would be the beginning of the end, because that means the trust factor is broken. And now it's a devaluing of the process. Oh, it wasn't nothing, man. It wasn't shit. They ain't talking about nothing. Oh, they want to do this, man. I ain't down with that. So now you done basically having another meeting after the meeting with somebody that didn't want to come to the meeting in the first place. That's what I saw from a people evaluating standpoint of why is the odds are against something like that being able to be saturated and implemented, unless there was a you kind of like take it like you have secret societies, you have organizations that's in our communities that at some point in time they establish a committee. But in establishing that committee, your government, your hierarchy, but in doing so, you would need to put the bylaws in place to where it can rotate, and it will rotate after, let's say, 2 years or a year or 6 months or some period of time. Kind of like that way now everybody knows if you're the vice president, you know your term coming up next, you'll be president. If you're the treasurer, everybody get experience in different facets, and that man rotates. It would have to be stuff like that. That's I don't see it being able. Otherwise, you're building a dictatorship, and you're saying, okay, we're gonna vote on this one person. So if it came down to 2 people being voted on, and they're the finalists, and the guy that don't win, he's going to be kind of bitter. But you know he wants the job. Everybody that runs for president, think about it, that's why it's reluctant. And when you see presidential races, normally the guy that's the current sitting president Biden, he couldn't go get Bernie Sanders because he know Bernie Sanders wanted his job. That's him feeling. We probably felt on the other side it would have been a great co-op. Maybe so. But then
Kamala Harris wanted his job too, Jimmy.
Kamala Harris wanted that job. And guess what? So he had to make it. And guess what he did? Made a decision, a business decision on which was more important.
No, Bernie had some black votes. He said, we can't have 2 old white men. He said, no, we ain't gonna never lose. That's what he said. We ain't gonna have 2 old white men. The Divine Nine ain't gonna support this. So
you have to make a decision. Yeah, so back to this thing, I really believe that if calm heads would come into place and they would have the ability or the capacity or the willingness to make it so beneficial for all sides. Because in that meeting, think about it. If it's a meeting only of sneaker company affiliated people, then it's not going to necessarily benefit the independents. So that means the independents got to have a voice. But then it has to be an independent that have to meet, you just can't have the flavor of the day guy in there or the guy that has, because that means in 3 years he's gone. It can work, but it has to be the time that it would take to put into it. A lot of people aren't willing to give in, and a lot of people gave in to it and invested their time into it